RBRadio.com. The words and opinions you are about to hear are of the hosts and do not reflect the management, sponsors, or affiliates of Cave Radio Broadcasting.
Big now, it don't get no bigger. Big easy, it don't get no bigger. Triple E, it don't get no bigger. It's big and bigger, it's big and bigger. Detroit, it don't get no bigger. Worldwide, it don't get no bigger. Hit radio, it don't get no bigger. It's big and bigger, it's big and bigger. Got you welcome to the show. Where else you wanna be? Where else would you go? Truth be told, you can be anywhere in the globe. Thank you for supporting this Detroit soul. Smart jazz on beat, country and rock and roll. The big easy, big outdoors, take control. It's bigger, bigger on K Radio. It's bigger, bigger on K Radio. Let's go.
Welcome everybody to.
Shh, it's on. Shh.
Hey Dawn,
Phone.
Oh, there we
whose
are.
phone is that? Dawn.
Hi, this is Dawn.
I can't hear you because my fucking phone is blasting in my ear right now.
The fucking phone, man.
I still can't hear me.
Welcome everybody to Cave Radio Broadcasting.
Yes.
Everyone wave. We're on live. We're live. Facebook Live.
Oh, there you are. There I am.
There you are.
Welcome to Big and Bigger, episode number 220.
Wow, that's a lot of episodes.
It's a lot of episodes.
I feel like it was just like 20 weeks ago we were at 200.
That's great.
It was probably like 21
Maybe.
weeks ago because
Yeah,
I think
maybe.
we skipped 1 or 2
We
weeks.
skipped one.
Yeah, for sure. I know. For the holiday, remember?
Oh, I met another band Friday.
Yeah, what was their name?
The Crampton Brothers.
That sounds pretty fun.
Yeah, I told them February.
I hope one of them has a wife named Alice.
I know, right? Not the Cramdens. And not
It's
there
close
is-
enough,
And
though.
there is a T in there also, so it's
Cramp.
not like they.
I'm a
ate
rapper,
too
man.
many
I
Are you
find
from,
the
things or anything.
are you from Crampton?
They're not the Crampton Brothers.
Born and raised.
Crampton. Oh, we're doing shots.
Do the shot.
Oh.
Welcome everybody to episode 220 of Big and Bigger.
Cheers, cheers.
We also had a film crew in here. Cheers, guys.
We still have a film crew in here.
Well, we had one earlier, and they're still here filming.
That was horrible.
Yeah, it's not cold.
That was garbage.
You had one earlier, but now
Blame
you
it
have
on our
one in here too.
bartender.
Yeah.
Throw that in the freezer,
That needs to go in the
please.
freezer. So, a couple days ago, Dan Mayer, the illustrious owner of Cave Radio Broadcasting. By the way, Augie, cheers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Welcome
they don't seem
back.
too new. Are they new used
No,
chairs?
he said cheers. Did you
He's
say
pointing
cheers?
at the chairs because last time I was here, I bitched about the chairs.
Oh, you said chairs.
Chairs,
Yeah, they're comfy, aren't they? Comfy.
They are much more comfortable. Yes.
Way
Thanks.
more
This one's like, look at this one. It's like a perfect sleeper. Goes all the way.
Oh,
I know, right?
Mine doesn't
Is
do
it
that.
I don't
is it
trust that.
Saposa or
just-
is it broke?
It's
Mine,
Sapoda.
mine don't do that.
I just want you to,
There's other things.
Augie. I just want you to know
Yeah,
that we.
so
don't get
yours
mad
is
at
the
me if
only
I
one
go
that's
to-
not new. Yours is the only one that's not new.
Yeah,
Chris.
that's supposed to be the one Eric sings.
Yeah,
I'll
just
trade
so
you
we
if
can
you
see
want.
it. They
I
don't-
feel like a wonderful guest here today. I got the worst chair.
You can
Augie, you should know we rent these
You
chairs once a
I'm gonna fall
month
asleep in this.
on the
just so
second
you
Sunday.
can be here.
Oh, really? They just
Yeah.
come in on the second Sunday, then they go back out.
Yeah, as soon as you leave, the crew comes in, takes the
They
chairs
start
back,
washing them.
puts our raggedy shit back in here.
Okay.
Wow, you're small.
Oh my god,
So this is episode number 220.
Thanks, Chrissy.
he was like
Why you're
like
down
Mario
there?
Brothers, like he got hit with the mushroom and shrunk back down to the original Mario.
Wait, what?
My stomach is in my throat right now. This thing drops quick.
Oh, I thought you meant.
It's like the demon drop.
So we got a very good show
Cedar Point show.
planned for you. It's second Sundays with Augie. Augie, who missed last week or last month.
I missed last month. Yeah.
Way to go,
Did you guys miss me as much as I missed
Yeah.
We did. Evil Augie almost called in.
you? Oh,
Yeah, we were
man,
gonna
I'm
do
kind
it,
of glad
but he
Evil
didn't.
Augie didn't
He
call
didn't.
in.
Yeah.
So
He kind of ruins my reputation.
Augie's here hanging out with us. We have the beautiful and lovely Chrissy Morgan here with us, and Susie Woodman also is her accompanist.
Willkommen.
Pianist.
I just want to say, I want to point out Chrissy's shirt to everybody because she's
Yes.
got like one of the original Cave Radio
It's
shirts.
the
on.
original.
That's it.
Cave
It's
Radio.
the one with the tent.
Yep.
What is
Film
it?
crew, get a nice picture of her boobs. Zoom
Here I
in.
am. I did this on purpose.
So
I know it's supposed to be a cave in the picture, but it looks like a tent.
Right.
You know?
Oh, that's what it is. It is a cave.
I'm
I didn't know
trying
what
not
that
to like
was.
stare because of where the tent
Tent
is.
is. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about, bro. I'll check it out
There's a
later.
bear in there.
There's a bear in there.
Hey,
is he sleeping? So, we. Wow, man, I just blew up there.
Well, it's a good thing I didn't bring the apology Yeji, because you know what happens when you do that first shot of Yeji.
Oh, yeah?
Instantly makes your nipples hard.
Oh, dude,
doing, doing.
Yeji is
I
like.
think that's what happens when you drink this fucking
Is that what?
brown sugar bourbon, too, because my nipples haven't been this hard in years.
Well, there was a camera in front of you earlier, and I think that's what started it because you got excited about that.
Usually it's just me filming myself jerking off, but
I know, right?
this time it was.
L.
Do you really go backwards handed like that? That
L.
was weird.
Reverse cowboy?
Dude, come on, you didn't switch. Listen, it's called the switch and flip. If you haven't yet incorporated it, try it.
It's the rodeo tug.
It's like a Disney movie. It's like
I'm
a
still,
whole new.
I'm still not sick of the stranger.
The stranger never gets
The
old.
stranger at all.
Using
Classic.
your left hand?
After you sit on it for a while, it
Yeah, I
goes numb.
can't. It's hard to use the left hand because it's switching up. So I just
We don't need to
reverse
see the
grip.
motion.
No. I mean strangers, and you sit on your hand till it goes numb.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You're welcome.
yeah. But that's like your first girlfriend in high school that didn't know what she was doing, and it's like, this is never gonna finish.
So have you ever Bert Kreischer?
Who? What?
Bert Kreischer, the comedian.
Oh
the
yeah,
guy
yeah.
takes his shirt off.
The machine.
Yeah, and he talks about that one where he's like, my wife gives the worst hand jobs, and she's like, she's sitting there looking at me, doing.
I hope
he's
you're all
like, "Will you
watching
stop
this on
looking at me?"
Facebook Live.
That's terrifying.
He's like, I'd rather get raped by a fucking like a grizzly bear than get.
My mom is listening.
Hi, Mom.
Jesus.
Well,
Hi,
now
Augie,
she
Mom.
knows. Now she knows.
Raped by grizzly bears
Nobody
with a
wants
numb
a
hand.
bear.
Watch
We now know how you were created.
Exactly.
I
Wow.
don't even know.
We also are joined by Rick Pruneda, sitting to my immediate right over here.
What up?
He's got a new album coming out called Authenticated, which is gonna release April 2020. But he's got a bunch of badass guests on it, including Melvin Davis, Super MC, Death by Stereo, DJ Invisible, Smoke Jones, being produced by the Native Keys, right? Is who's
Produced,
producing?
yeah.
And he's gonna talk about. He's releasing 2 songs tonight to the public here on Big and Bigger, but he's also got a special guest.
I've announced everybody except one, by the way. If I could just real quick.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
DJ Invisible's son, Phoenix, is going to be on my album, too.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, the younger generation.
DJ Invisible
How
is
old
not
is he?
allowed in K Radio anymore.
He's got to
By
be.
his wife.
Really?
I don't think he's driving yet, so I think he's got to be 15, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, I know he's
Yeah.
got his. I think his daughter's like right around that age too, 16, 17, and then his son's young.
He's such a good kid.
Yeah.
Such a good kid. And, like, watching him in the studio when we were doing Death by Stereo this time around for my solo, like, seeing him in there again, I was like, man, I want you on my record, man. Like,
Right?
You know what's funny is
I love that we're going from, like, Melvin Davis all the way down to Phoenix. you know?
yeah, we Hush, his son Boogie, is a fucking hip hop. Like he missed it on the first 2 kids. Boogie, his youngest son, who's like 14 or 15, is huge into the rap. I guess he got up on stage. I missed it at the show that you guys did out at what was it?
Emerald?
Emerald, yes. The
Emerald or yeah.
Yes, it was the Emerald. But anyway,
Yeah,
so
that
Rick's.
was the day that Hush told me I was Boogie's favorite. in
Oh
DBS.
yeah.
Hey,
Allegedly.
shout out. We want to say hi to Richard Rockman, who said, "What up, guys? Always try to check it out first a little bit because he
Yeah,
has
his
this-
show's on at like 8 o'clock. I
Yeah,
think. So.
and then to answer
Rocks.
Cora's question, my nephew was baptized today. That's
why
why
he's
I'm.
dressed?
That's why I'm
wasn't
dressed
just
like
me.
this.
Doesn't he look fly?
I know,
does,
right?
man.
I'm always dressed like this. I don't know why anybody says that.
You are not.
You have 2
You're like
shirts,
Batista
that. You have a
at a
dark
wedding
shirt and a light
reception.
shirt, and you have 2 pairs of pants.
This is my 3 times a year outfit. This is my 3 times a year outfit.
Hopefully only 3 times because you don't
Yeah.
want to go to any more funerals.
Someone either dies, gets married, which is the
Or you
same
gotta go to
thing,
court.
or gets baptized. Yeah.
I really do
Yeah,
feel
or
like
at a court.
that's like exactly what Batista wore to like the world premiere of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I bet.
That's a compliment.
That's a bad dude.
You really do look like
I like
Batista
that.
right now.
Really?
It's tripping me
Because of
out.
the bald head?
So,
I appreciate that. I like that.
The newest SmackDown, WWE SmackDown's on Friday nights now. So last weekend I had Mason with me, and he wanted to watch it because it was the first episode. And the very last match was Brock Lesnar versus R-Truth, who's the champion. And Brock Lesnar, within like fucking 5 seconds, he beats him, right? So earlier,
Because that's how it was scripted.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying anything about it. Just chill out.
Whatever
for
you
a
do,
fucking
don't call it
second.
fake.
Dude, wrestling is real,
Yeah,
Augie.
this is I know what wrestling is.
I know,
dude,
I know,
but
I know. I just had to
this
get my
part
shot
here,
in. You
so-
keep going. I just had to get my shot in.
Fucking mean Augie, evil Augie. You're already calling him.
Hello.
I miss you, Augie.
But the cool thing was at the very end of the thing, I guess a couple weeks ago, Brock Lesnar like beat the dog snot out of Rey Mysterio, little tiny Rey Mysterio.
He's still doing it?
Yeah, and his
love
son.
Rey Mysterio.
So Rey Mysterio brought Cain Velasquez to the ring. And Cain
Oh, yeah,
Velasquez,
the MMA guy. That's right.
and
Yeah.
he's the only guy that's beat Brock Lesnar.
This
Right.
is exactly how my mom describes Days of Our Lives.
It is
So anyway.
men's. It is men's soap opera.
So Mason,
I dig it, too.
Mason texted me on Friday. And he's like, Dad, it's not at the next pay per view. Cain Velasquez versus Brock Lesnar.
Right.
Can I order it? And I'm like, no. That shit's $40.
$50. I was about to say it's like
$39.99.
You tell them get 6 of your friends and each bring $10.
Well, so
and
what I
we'll make
do-
a couple bucks.
what I do-
off it.
Unless you run a bar and then it's a couple dollars more.
Yeah. it's-
Hopefully, you
Just
have an apartment above it. You
couple
just run that
$100,000
cable down
more,
from the
yeah.
apartment above your bar, like some
Depending on
friends
how
of
many
mine used
people.
to
Can't
do.
just like
Oh, yeah.
order it on pay-per-view.
No.
No.
Because
You need
Commercial-
to pay per capacity.
per capacity. So if you got 250 people that are going to be in there, or if it holds 250 people, you got to pay for 250 people watching the fight.
Yeah, they assume that you're charging people.
Only doesn't Buffalo Wild Wings have the national contract though? That they don't
With
have to do
MMA.
that
With the
MMA.
MMA. Yeah, with
Yeah,
MMA.
so you can watch those fights at a Buffalo Wild Wings, and they also have to replay them like 25 times,
Yeah.
all the time. But you don't have to pay cover to do it there.
Yeah.
Boxing is still even weird now that guy started a network. He's starting to buy the boxers away from Showtime and HBO.
Really, dude?
So like that
someone's
Triple
trying
G fight was just on that new network that you have to subscribe to the entire streaming service for the year in order to watch the fights.
Kind
You
of like
can't just one
Disney
time
and
them.
Mandalorian, which is starting in about a month now. And
Shut
I
up and
can't
take my money.
Fucking wait.
Shut up and
$4.95.
take my money.
Dude, I'm
$4.95.
doing
I'm
it.
taking.
I already signed up.
So I got
All
rid
I got to
of-
do is pay $4 more a month.
Yeah, I got rid
my
of
Hulu.
something. I
Oh,
got
there you
rid
go.
of. I had HBO because of Game of Thrones, but I was watching it because there's a lot of cool shit on HBO.
Dude, you know what? Not to interrupt you, but you know what I did?
What?
I was like, I'm the smartest man alive. I waited until the finale and then got the trial of HBO, so it was free for like 2 weeks. And so I watched all the Game of Thrones and that, and forgot to cancel for like 6 months.
Yep.
I think last month I finally canceled HBO. So
And that's
here I
what-
was all
that's what-
excited. And
You and I
so-
got to hang out. That's how I watch Cobra Kai.
I know, right?
Yeah,
It's
you
the
too.
smartest way
Give me
to
that
do it.
5-day trial.
And I'm about to
Exactly.
do that because I need to watch that show. I've
I
not seen
know,
a single
I heard-
episode.
I
I
heard
heard
it's
nothing
really
but
good.
great
Amazing.
things about the Cobra Kai show.
So yeah, I'm getting rid of HBO and I'm ordering.
I got a new hookup on the
Congratulations.
Fire Stick, so I don't need to have anything anymore.
Oh, that's out there. in
I'll
the
take-
universe
you know what?
now.
You can take antibiotics for that,
Yeah, I'll pass. Hey, listen, I'll pass. I'll even pass it along to you.
No thanks.
I'll even give it to you.
Hey, Augie, that was a good joke.
A buddy of ours needs help
Thank you.
breaking.
I do have some value here on this
I
table.
wanna watch
Yeah.
Game
I had to
of
clap
Thrones.
for
I
that.
told him I'd find someone, and I just
Had to
remembered
clap
about
for
you.
it.
Yep. I got a new one. It's pretty badass.
New thing.
Like I almost watched Joker last night. The only problem was there
Watch
was
it.
like 3 times the winnings in your betting online at www. And that kept flashing across the screen. I'm like, I'm not putting up with this.
Yeah, no.
I'm not doing
You
that.
seen it?
No, not yet.
See it.
I really don't want to.
Why? Because of what everyone's saying, or
Look,
because you don't?
my
wanna-
life is awkward enough. I don't really want to go pay money to feel even more awkward when I walk out of a
It
movie theater.
Chapter 2
No, dude.
was
I've heard
such a
great
bad
things
I
about
wanna
it.
be awkward.
movie-going experience for me that I'm like,
Why?
I have anxiety now
Why?
about
Because
this
it
because it
was-
was fucking horrible.
Was there a lot of people dressed like?
I don't
clowns?
understand. Whenever it's the same director and writers, it should be consistent. The first one was so good, and we were laughing. I remember checking my watch several times, and then finally being like, "There's a fucking hour left. I want to leave."
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's because Skarsgård isn't even in it for more than 20 minutes. It's
Yeah.
just all CGI. It's dumb.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is they run
come
out
on,
of
like-
they you blow your load on the first movie and then it's like what's left.
Fucking Paul Bunyan chasing Bill Hader. Get the fuck out of here. Spoiler alert.
And in a couple
Paul
of
Bunyan
weeks,
chases
just
Bill
know that in a
Hader.
couple of weeks, I am not afraid of punching a kid dressed like a clown. I'm not above that. Get
And
that
they're
shit
gonna be
away from
everywhere
me.
because the
Even
Joker-
worse, the kids dress up as Georgie, and that's scarier to me.
I don't even know what any of
Little
that
kid,
means.
isn't it?
Yeah,
He's a
any
little kid with the rain
any
jacket.
spooky little
Okay.
kids,
And that
like
balloon.
the people the kids that dress with the hair black, hanging down in there, like the rings.
Oh,
Yeah.
or the girl, the
Oh.
twins from
Samara.
Yeah.
The Shining. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Grady twins.
The little fucking Gage from Pet Cemetery. That
Carol
little fucker,
Ann.
dude.
Dude, get away from the TV. You know better. You know?
I see a blonde haired girl near your TV. I'm
Oh, dude, I'll
Man, nothing was ever creepier than after Gage. I think he cut the Achilles, and then they shoved him down. And as he got up and ran away, he was crying and going, "No fair."
yeah.
And I'm like, "You just cut his Achilles."
dude, I'll punt a Chucky too.
Oh yeah.
I'll punt a
And
Chucky.
that's
Yeah.
the new. It just came out last summer. Or
Oh,
this
it was so
past summer,
dumb.
so it's going to be like Crystal.
Was it?
It
You
was
talking
bad.
about Buddy?
Yeah, I do the girl show on Thursday
Whatever.
nights. And
Chucky, buddy.
Her youngest daughter wants to go as Chucky, but she goes to a Catholic school. She's like, yeah, I don't think you can wear
Well, yeah,
Chucky.
you can't wear it to school. No.
So she's not going to be Chucky. Alex Trahim says, Chrissy Morgan.
Oh, shut up. That's crazy. That's from high school.
Oh, shut up.
Wow, back in Jersey?
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
So,
James Whalen's out. Wow, look at all that.
Got all kinds of
Speaking of high school, did you see that that post? A buddy of mine sent me the live Phil Collins show that was illegally recorded at LCA.
No, I did see that. Yeah.
Isn't that cool? And it sounds perfect. Like him and his buddies know exactly
From
where.
recently,
Yeah,
right?
the one
Yeah,
that was
right,
at that
yeah,
show.
yeah.
Talk about kids that are prodigies. Phil Collins' son. Screw that kid. He's freaking brilliant. He's gorgeous, and he's a prodigy on the drums and piano.
I
toured
heard
with him.
Phil looked a little struggling.
Phil looked tough.
But they said you
looked
and
tough.
Mikey, I saw you
Yeah.
guys on Friday. You said he was on point. He just looked like he was going to fall over.
Yeah, he can't walk. He's got foot surgery and back surgery, but his voice was
And
10
he's
of 10.
not that old. He's in his
68,
60s.
and his voice was a 10 of 10. But a guy that I went to school with until 5th grade just got a random text about, do you still living in Hamtramck? I'm like, yeah, but I'm at City Hall, and in the mail out of nowhere comes a recording of the Phil Collins show that I was at.
Just audio or
Audio.
Yeah.
And him and his buddies they always buy tickets in the same spot, they go in the same way. They got the guy that lets them bring the stuff in, and they scam these things. And they got entire walls of live recordings.
wait? So they bring their own equipment in?
Yeah.
It's got a weird
Yeah.
haircut.
There's also
The dark
something new
web.
out called a music halo. I think it's a guitar
yeah,
player
I've
from
heard.
Incubus, where they're selling these headphones now, and within a certain area of the soundboard, the audience wears the headphones. And hears
Silent
Oh, so they get
disco.
soundboard
through the
audio.
soundboard?
from the-
soundboard audio.
That would be
Isn't that
awesome.
crazy?
Yeah, it's called music halo.
They started those
Yeah.
with silent discos with DJs.
Oh, yeah.
I love
Just
silent
or-
disco.
Strangest
or
thing.
I've
wax
been to 4 of them.
museums.
Because I don't
look
love
like
keeping
they'd be
headphones
cool.
on, as you can tell.
Yeah.
So when I go to get a drink, I'll take them off, and it's the creepiest thing you'll ever see in your
Just
life.
seeing people-
An entire, some of them moving weird.
I love
but
silent
all-
discos.
And then you have nothing in your head. You're like,
Oh,
this-
so
this-
it's all through the. There's
Oh,
no
yeah,
PA.
there's nothing.
no
It's all
PA.
through
Well,
the
no, the one at Beacon Park
and they
did
can
have
go
one
all
going
night
through
because
the
they're
PA.
not breaking any sound ordinances.
One of the 3 went through the
Awesome.
PA.
Actually, I would think that would be the craziest thing ever.
Like you're like, are these people out
I
tripping
wanted
on
to
acid?
acid. Yeah, I was just gonna say, I wanted to acid and go sometime. You're like, you want your headphone? I don't need these.
They did one at the
Watch.
Detroit
I'm
Historical
in my own
Museum.
shit.
Where you could walk in the
Really?
museum, and it was just a silent disco. Everyone had different, you see someone dancing, you switch their. Oh yeah, I like that.
They have,
Whitney
a,
Houston,
they have a
nice.
tent at Movement where they do it every year too.
It's fun.
Go.
They do them at Beacon Park all summer long.
It's a different
Down in
experience.
Detroit.
Headphones on, you're like, okay, I'm with you. Take them off, you're like, I have no idea what you're doing.
Crickets. Just crickets.
That's awesome. So Chrissy Morgan and Susie are here. You guys are going to play a couple tunes, but you got some. Is it coming out or is it already out?
It's coming out. Yeah, it's coming out in November is what the goal is. We've got 7 original songs that my first solo EP.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean it's 7, so I guess that's still an EP. But
It's like halfway. It's like a.
yeah,
What's between E and L? Like H and HP?
yeah.
You know what you do?
We've got
Well,
this
that's
new
gonna
thing
break
coming
down.
out. Nobody else
Yeah.
has it.
What you do is you pull the rapper trick and you put skits in there to make it a full album.
Right. Yeah.
Like outtakes.
Take it from
Yes.
7
The
to 10.
$20 sack
Yeah,
pyramid.
you yelling at
20
Susie.
seconds.
What the fuck?
Who farted in the studio? How do we record if you're going to keep farting like that in the studio?
That's
You know.
exactly the audience we're going for.
Right,
It's
exactly.
perfect for this album.
Like someone
who
sits
listens to
back
this
with a
damn
nice
show.
bottle of wine and as they're smelling
What was
it,
that, Augie?
they're like,
That's who listens to
the,
this show.
The Who Farted
Yeah.
skit comes
Farters.
out.
A bunch
they're
of
like-
fart smellers.
yeah.
Yeah, actually it is.
You know what?
But it's mostly people that smell their own farts. That's-
Exactly.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
stops
I'm a
Alzheimer's.
sniffer.
That's
They
the
appreciate
theory.
their own brand.
We call them self-huffers.
Self-huffers? Suffers?
Yeah.
They
Suffers?
stick. You know how they do it? They stick a tube up their ass and then
Oh,
put
boy.
it right here. And
Oh boy.
Or
That's
some just use a cup.
That is not.
But you got to be quick.
they-
You got to get the cup quick.
yeah, because otherwise it just goes right out.
That's disgusting.
Man, I'm eating a lot of tacos and smelling tonight. It's going to be good.
I'd like to leave like one pickle left in a jar and then fart in the jar and then seal it up. And then when Allie comes over, be like, well, there's still a pickle left. You want the last one?
It's horrible, dude.
It's not the last time you gave someone your smelly
I would
pickle.
never eat a
Red thing on that
pickle if I
table
ever
over
come to your house.
So, Chrissy, you were in a band, Bricktown Station.
yes.
forever.
Yes. Still in it.
Yeah, you guys still do it?
Still in it. Yeah.
I still got a shirt. From
Oh,
Bricktown.
cool.
Yeah, it's
All
like 4
right.
sizes too small.
Yeah. Mine's like a 2X. It's like a fucking half shirt on.
Mine's like a medium. I was like, Maybe I'll put it on the wall.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're also in Joe Jabber and the Last Divide.
Yep. Joining with backup singing with a ton of different bands.
And then what other bands are you in?
The Algebra Mothers, that story is pretty cool. So they
sounds like an awesome
when
name for a
they
band.
are really good. They when this guy, the leader of the band, Gerald, him and his buddy Ralph Valdez, they both, when they were in their 20s, they moved to New York and were part of that new wave punk scene and were doing their thing and got some coverage from one of their 45s, Strawberry Cheesecake, considered one of the greatest, like in
Desserts.
the 100, in like the best new wave punk songs.
Really?
This song always makes it, like just one of these. And that was the only recording they ever made out. So flash forward to like literally last year, Jack White knows of Gerald and knows of his music, finds out that Gerald had these recordings of an album's worth of recordings that were decent enough from 40 years ago and put them out through Third Man Records. So it's the dream of everybody who, when you're in your 20s, you put out an album, and then when you're in your 60s, it gets
that
a
was-
label.
So those guys are in their 60s?
Yeah.
Melvin Davis.
Yeah.
So almost the
Yeah,
same
and I'm
story.
saying- and I get to sing with
that's
them. It's
crazy
pretty-
as hell because the second you said that, I thought about Melvin.
Yeah.
But
Melvin
Third
Davis.
Man's
But
doing
it's-
some great stuff.
but
Third
it's
Man's doing
punk.
really good stuff.
Yeah, it's like new wave punk. It's all
Yeah.
like I would say it's almost like the B-52s. But
So like
Henry
more like
Rollins
some
put it
80s
as one of
kinda
his favorites.
synth pop,
Yeah, but more
new wave.
their name is Algebra Mothers, and I really think that works because there's a lot of counting. Like they're doing some crazy stuff. They had Louis Resto play with them before, great piano player. I mean,
Great.
the band itself is just every single person is as talented as the next. And
So
it's,
you're singing with them?
yeah, they're putting out an
they're
album.
from Detroit, I take it?
Yeah. So kind of a Cinderella story for them. So that's
Write 'em down.
That's the exciting one.
Right.
For
Quick shout out to
Algebra
Mayor
Mothers.
Majewski, the mayor of Hamtramck, is watching us right now.
Oh,
hey, Mayor.
hello.
Hey, Karen.
Oh, yes.
No
I know,
judgments.
Karen. Yes.
I know, I'm like,
her.
No, we are also.
Hey, we've had. Hey,
I got warrants, Augie.
Mayor, come on in. Come on in. We've had
Yeah.
the fire chief in here.
We have.
August
Retired
come
fire
in.
chief,
Come
right?
on in. No, he's the fire chief.
I thought he was
We had
retired.
Dan. No, he's the current fire chief.
Oh,
He
he's
was retired
current?
from East Point. Yeah, Dan was in here.
Just because he's old, don't mean he's
I knew
retired.
retired from somewhere. Sláinte.
What? Sinachos. What? All right.
It's Irish.
So sometime in November, are you going to do an album release party? What are you guys going to?
Yeah, we're still in the works. So here's some crazy stuff. So during this recording, we recorded and one of their bass players, Jeff Reynolds, and like, let's record this with the stand-up bass. And literally, he goes into the studio and the top of his bass just pops off. Like just pops off. He's like, this
Stand-up
is-
bass.
Oh, that's a
so
nightmare.
And we're like, okay, well. We're here. This is the recording time. It's already hard enough to get like 6 people together or whatever. And so we're like, well, I guess you're just going to use a regular bass. So I was like, okay, out of our hands. So getting the recordings back, everything sounded good except the piano on one of the recordings. It just didn't. It was picking
Susie.
up some. I know. Thanks a lot.
And I was
Susie.
playing all the wrong notes, and I told her, but she didn't hear it.
It was just, it picked up some weird sound, but the thing was, we recorded that whole day. None of the other tracks had that weird sound on the piano, so it was like, and it sounded like a clicking. or
Sounds like an
whatever.
engineering issue.
It could have been, but why didn't the other songs have that problem?
Because the
So-
engineer maybe leaned on something
Something,
or
I don't know.
accidentally hit a button or something.
Well, we're going back into the studio Tuesday to re-record,
There you go.
and like I just think this is like the universe or something. About a month ago, Susie introduced me to this other song we'll be performing that she wrote about a friend of hers who had passed away, and it's a beautiful song. And we had talked about, well, we could record it maybe on the next album, just you and I, maybe not even with the whole band. And then finding out about this piano thing is like, well, while we're in there recording your piano part, let's add this other song.
So that's the 7th song.
Yeah, that's the 7th song. It's like a last-minute entry going in, which is kind of cool, just how that stuff works out.
And you guys are like a jazzy.
We're jazzy. Well, here's the thing. Jazz pays the bills. And the original stuff is just to get our original stuff out, to take it to that next level. I've been backing up people. Susie's been behind the scenes with so many different bands that it's kind of like our time to look, this is what we can do as well. We can do this too, to join the Cool Kids Club.
So Chrissy was.
I would say you're already in the cool kids. I mean, everywhere we go, you're there. Like we go to the DMAs, and you're there. You're not just there. You're there interviewing
you
people.
interview-
Like, you're like, yeah.
Well,
come
the
on.
funny thing is, you interviewed Big Al and I, and then
Yeah.
Rick's gonna have a story here in a few.
I'm so curious.
So-
I've never seen that
Curious.
video either. Is that posted
I've never-
anywhere?
yeah,
It
it's on
is.
Detroit, whatever that place is.
Detroit Entertainers, Musicians
God,
News.
you've been doing it for like fucking
Yeah,
6 years.
I know. I should.
So
and I
Chrissy
screwed
was
up at the
actually
time.
on a show, one of my very first shows with T Money Green,
Yeah.
called Raw Detroit on Raw Radio X 7 years ago, 6.5, 7 years ago. We brought her on
Before
and-
it was at this location.
Well, no, that was when it was Raw Radio X.
Oh yeah,
that
was
we were down
completely
there.
different. Yeah.
And you brought your mom. You're like, can I bring my mom?
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck yeah, you can bring your mom. It's cool. And then Sandy Mulligan shows up, and Sandy Mulligan is like a sister to me.
I always
mean,
forget that too.
Yeah.
I always forget that.
So
She's my
you know,
mom,
and
yeah.
we've done so much stuff with Sandy. Sandy used to have a show here on Cave Radio called The C Spot. She was a co-host on. We broadcasted live from when her band played. You guys played at the all female gay bar.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot
Merriman
about
and
that.
fucking Michigan
Yes,
Avenue. But
yes.
what the fuck was that played? The Rainbow Room or
Yeah,
I can't remember what the fuck it was called. But it was
I love that's
so-
everybody's
Jerusalem
go-to
again or
name
something
for
like
that kind of
So-
place.
I know, right?
So we're out there. It's me and Lisa did our show because it was Friday
That's
nights,
right.
and then the C Spot came on after us and did the show while Sandy was playing. And then, dude, Rich Bloom was the engineer, right? And after the show, we throw everything in the car and we go back in, and they're playing fucking club music, you know. So we're out there dancing, dude. There was like 4
You were
women
dancing?
that had Rich Bloom in a sandwich.
And a sandwich.
They had a Rich Bloom gay sandwich. It was the fucking.
Well, they probably thought Rich was actually
a girl.
You know, yeah, like, in drag. He's a dainty guy.
he's a little
He's very dainty.
They love that. They ate that.
Dainty,
up.
did that come with the
me.
shirt?
They ate
He's
that
like a
up.
9th grade girl. Yeah, you know, he's like the size
with
of a 9th grade
facial
girl.
hair.
Yes.
So
Little creepy
a
mustache.
mutual friend of ours, Dan Dursky, says hi.
Oh, Dan.
Love and hugs
yes.
to you. Dan was in on the girl show a couple weeks ago with his wife Sherry.
Cool.
They won
Love
tickets to
Dan.
the whatever that fucking
Whatever that sign you just
Renaissance
made
thing.
with your hands that I don't
I
even know
love-
what the fuck that is.
I don't even know
Renaissance
what that
thing,
is.
It's the coolest place I've ever been to.
What's that?
that-
Oh,
That
yeah. Oh, the
So-
corral, the OK Corral. Is
Yeah.
that what you were talking about?
Yeah, that
big
place.
Get the
corral?
horns. The, yeah.
Renaissance.
So okay. So November
The
we're gonna
pastor's
have a,
wife from my church is watching.
She should probably
Hi.
tune out.
Hi, Pastor.
Oh, she should tune
Listen,
in.
I'm coming
there's-
straight. I came straight from a baptism earlier. I swear.
We have several municipal clerks that are following because I shared it. So all my colleagues in the clerk world are watching.
Well, if you ever watch a rated R movie, then you
Here we
cannot.
are.
I mean, here you are.
My
Here
chances
we
of being
are.
voted clerk of the year of the state of Michigan just gone way down. It's plummeted.
Hey, vote for
You're
Augie.
gonna need
Plummeted.
Depending on who's
Vote for
voting.
Augie.
You're gonna need a
run
different
a
name for when you
campaign
come
for
on.
you.
Well, that's why I'm on here as Augie instead of August.
I guess it's
Oh,
good.
there's
I
a
didn't bring
stretch.
my whole crew tonight then.
Oh,
We're gonna get it.
Yeah.
This is like the
So-
smallest number of people that have been in this studio since I started doing the show
when
regularly.
you're here. Yeah.
And I'm
Isn't
here.
that
There's
nice?
usually every single stool
Yes.
and everything is all taken up with people. I'm
Right.
like, wow, it's so like
We made
quiet
room
behind
for
me.
you
Bar
because you'd been
stools
gone for 2
taken.
months, so we thought you were coming in bigger than ever,
Right.
and so we made room.
Yeah.
Bigger than ever. I'm not
Bigger
trying to
than
catch
ever.
up to you, Al. All
Missed
right.
you, Augie.
I'm so
Well,
bummed that
once
Mikey.
you get to me, then you got him to look forward to.
Yeah, well.
I'm so bummed that Mikey Day couldn't make it too.
Aw.
Mike's did all the artwork for your album, hasn't he? Well, not
But he did the logo.
the
Yeah,
logo.
yeah,
Mikey,
he
yeah.
did the logo,
Yeah.
which is dope.
I'm surprisingly, who did I talk to recently? Did I think talk to you, and you referred him to Mikey, and I was like, it was someone that I just sat down with about doing
Yeah,
the show.
my
here.
homeboy that
The
works at
Mikey?
Riff. Yep.
Mikey Smith?
Ron,
Ron,
yeah,
yeah.
Ron.
Yeah,
And
Ron
I'm like,
Burgess.
wait a minute, Rick Pruneda? Mikey?
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, man.
how does this
Whiskey
tie
the jar,
in?
Mikey?
Everything is
Yeah.
about everything in life should be about networking.
Right,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like,
I
you gotta,
totally
100%.
It should always be about networking. So
It
like
actually
that's
really
why
is.
you know what I mean? Now I've been to their party. You know what I mean? I was an extra 2 people at this party from the networking is a beautiful thing. Yeah, Magnum. Networking is amazing.
Magnum PI party. Huge success, by the way. I haven't been here since then. We raised over $4,000.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we had
that's like double what the most we've ever raised.
Yeah,
It
we
was
had
a
we had
huge success.
Conrad in the following week
Badass.
talking about the Hamtramck Labor Day Festival, and he was like, he goes, it was amazing.
I want to say, as someone
His
who has
poor
never
arm.
been to one yet, but always heard about them, these guys can throw a fucking party.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Tracksuit
such
party,
a good
baby.
time. I saw so many people I knew. The music was on point, and like
DJ
with
Greg
how
and it?
with how crazy the night was. seeing these three guys not make anybody wait for a drink was so impressive.
Yeah.
After working in bars for so long, like it was
Wow.
so impressive. I never had to wait
Yeah.
longer than a few seconds.
I mean, you should go to the tracksuit party and see them dressed up in like full cotton suits.
Oh no,
Bartending.
This
it
was
was
this
better
year's
because they
tracksuit,
were all
yeah.
wearing Daisy Dukes.
Yeah, we had our actual. We all went online and bought like actual like Magnum PI diver
Yeah.
shorts that were super short.
I saw all
a lot
of
of
those
white
legs.
thigh.
All of them.
I'm so
Right.
glad I left before you guys put those on because I
wanted
didn't.
We had them on the
to
whole
be
time.
there.
I don't remember seeing
Those
them.
tan lines were crazy.
Yeah,
I took my kids. I took my kids there for the first
Yeah.
because we ended up going
Just
down.
missed you.
That was the same.
You're a
night.
horrible father.
Well, that was the same night as.
They were great pictures.
It was this, yeah, they were. Weren't they?
They were great.
yeah.
It was the
great.
same night as the Kid Rock thing with the Gypsy
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Spiral
yeah.
Crush
Yep.
and all that. So I split my time at both places.
Right.
Went spent some money and lost on all my shit, like I always do there.
We thank you
Oh, on
for
the
it.
raffle?
Thank you for losing.
You won something, didn't you? This
It's all
time?
better.
I didn't go to the Magnum one. I was
No, but you
it was
won
the
a tracksuit.
Yeah,
Yeah, you won.
I won. I don't remember. I don't remember what it was.
I want a sign, like the fucking whoever was sponsoring it, the beer people that were sponsoring
Blake's
it.
or
No.
Stroh's.
Oh, I won the growler. I had the growler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you used it yet?
whatever came with. No,
We get a lot of beer sponsors.
I also want to say that I go
I
to
know
these
the
events
growler.
and I support as many of these charity events and whatnot as possible. I'm 45 years old and never in my life have I ever won any, so I'm always convinced I'm not going to. So I was like, oh, we got to look through these. They're not saying the numbers, so I get to look through all of them to not win. Oh my God, I won.
Yeah,
I wanna ask-
we learned early on that when you stop the party to read off raffle numbers, it just tanks the whole party.
Oh, it sucks.
It's
I
So
hate it.
dude, it-
we
and
go,
it
we
can
walk in the
drag
back. We send some of
forever.
the girlfriends in the back, and one guy to watch. They just start mixing through, taping them to the baskets. Whatever you want, you walk back there and
That's
take a
how
look,
we do it.
and then someone kind of just holds guard before you can grab something. You just got to show it to one of our buddies who's kind of holding court over there by the raffle basket. Everyone just keeps dancing, and if they forget about it,
Plus,
then they
that
forget
place
about
is
it.
so
I liked it,
small.
yeah.
Dude. You
Yeah.
couldn't. It
That's
would
how
be.
we do at the
It's
80s.
just inconvenience to kind of stop everything.
We used to do it because it was fun, you know. Like, oh, it's Joey! Everybody, Joey won the Lions mirror, and then we're like,
Or no,
this
Joey
is
won
not
the
worth
hand
it.
lotion.
Too many people
and
leave.
Kleenex, yeah.
Too
Yeah,
many
or they're
people
in the
leave.
They do.
bathroom. Oh, I won.
You
I
lose the
didn't
entire
know.
momentum of the event, and we don't want it to all die at midnight. We want everyone to keep having fun, keep dancing
Bar,
around.
bar
You get
owners,
50 gifts
nothing,
that people win, and that's an issue.
We have a lot.
It
nothing
becomes a
pisses
long
off your
time.
DJ more than telling them they have to read raffle tickets. Just so you know,
I
it kills
agree.
our vibe,
I agree.
pisses us off. We just watch. Nobody sees more than us the look of disgust on your customers'
I
faces.
know.
right.
So
I'll tell you,
I'm with that.
Yeah,
Take a
and
cue
and
from these
Gnip
guys.
and Matt Fox did a great job that
Yeah, they
night.
did.
They crushed it.
Yeah, you guys got
Me
some
and
good
him
DJs.
tag teamed, and he goes so
Oh, really?
fast.
Tag team? Wow, back.
Dawn's having a conversation with herself.
That
right
was
now.
great.
What
What are we talking about?
the 80s party. When we did the 80s party.
How fast did he go?
He was reading off them tickets and stapling them to the bags. I'm like, wait a second, slow down. People are coming up to me like crazy. It worked, though, is what I'm saying. We were done in 20
I was
minutes.
just gonna say
20 minutes.
Sound like a cattle auction.
It did.
Hey, I'm
Real
starting to say on a
fast.
5 and a 5 and a 5 and a 5 and a 5. You
DJ Bohemian
was.
is listening.
ever see the rap?
Hey,
what up,
The
Bo?
rap
What up, Bo?
auction video? Where they take all the auction videos and they
They put 'em over rap
put
beats.
beeps behind them.
And they're
dude.
still better than mumble rappers.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude. It's awesome.
Everything is better than mumble rappers.
Yes, this is true.
All right, we're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, we're going to have Chrissy and Susie play for us. And how many songs you got for us tonight?
3.
3? All right, do 2 now and 1 at the end? Yeah, let's do 2 now. We'll do 2 songs now, and then we'll do 1 to close us out tonight.
Sounds
And then when we come back after the break, after they play, we're going to interview Rick, talk about his new album, Authenticated, which will be coming out April 2020. That's going to be your birthday party, right? Okay. So yeah, we're going to do that, and we're going to have a good time. 8:30. We're still going to wait.
Dumb shit with Dawn.
I think we're still going to wait till probably we're going to take a break, and right before we come back from that break, before Dumb Shit with Dawn, we're going to have you announce who the featured guest is. The last featured
And I'm
guest.
doing that by telling this story
Oh my
about
God, this
how
is so
how you're
crazy.
related to this.
This is so great.
So we'll be back in about
so excited.
we'll be back in about 7 minutes. I got a little Broken Day Machine and Harlow, 2 bands that I wish would play more, and wish we're still one of them. Wish we're still together. But anyway, we'll be back in about 7 minutes. You're listening to Big and Bigger, episode number 220, right here on Cave Radio Broadcasting.
You found another, it's your life. He's your new lover. Now get it out. Let me get it out.
Well, yeah, when I'm running the board, and I'm so like, I'll be on it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, someone talking, and I'll be like, oh my god, now look at me. That's why I hate it when I have because I had to be. And nothing's worse than all those stuff. Nothing like, we just pulled it over.
Found another, it's your life. He's your new lover, I'll get it out. Let me get it out. Look me in the eyes and let me hear you say, now you don't know why you've been acting this way. You just threw it all away. Threw it all away. You just threw it all away.
just throw it on whatchamacallit. Yeah, open up the vocal mic.
Hello. Welcome, everybody, back
Open
to...
up mic left.
And what is she on?
Guitar left.
Guitar left.
Yep.
Sorry, guys. We should have
You're
done
getting
this.
a tutorial. Throw them both at unity gain right now, and you are in you're close
I'm
to
going to
being
put
ready.
all these...
You don't know which
games.
mic
I
it
don't know
is.
which
Yeah.
is.
So, and then you're just gonna watch this right here when she starts singing.
Gotcha. All right. Nothing like learning on the fly. Welcome back, everybody, to Big and Bigger, episode number 220 here on Cave Radio Broadcasting. CRBradio.com. We're also streaming live on the Facebook page on Cave Radio and my page.
Facebook.
We're on Cave Radio's YouTube page, Cave Radio Broadcasting. We're also on Twitter. You can go to at Real Cave Radio. I think it's like Periscope or some shit that we're on. I don't really do Twitter. So I don't really do Twitter. Hold on. Augie's not on. Yes, Periscope's a
still
thing.
not
It is still a thing.
He's
Oh,
on.
there he is.
He's on. So
Somebody, we're gonna get on Twitch, but we don't play any games on here. Jesus Christ.
Dude, people,
is Twitch?
You'll see 80,000 people watching some dude play
Minecraft,
you know,
yeah.
Dude,
play a video game, and they're
my
watching
son-
them.
My son does that
nephew
shit on
watches
YouTube.
that.
It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever.
Is that more ridiculous than unboxing, opening up a new toy, and 80,000 people watch it, and the kids are millionaires for opening up their Legos on YouTube?
Oh, that's right.
What?
Stuff's bizarre.
Seriously?
I don't know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Weird way
That's,
of making
Unboxing videos. Mikey watches his stuff all the time because he's basically a 13-year-old.
Hey, cheers, by the way.
cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Because he watches unboxing videos. He watches unpacking baseball card videos on YouTube.
That's just
I
stupid.
told Tyler.
Well, you
pick
never
a
know what you're
movie.
gonna get.
He picked some
never know.
YouTube guy playing Minecraft.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Next time, don't get.
All right, I'll
cherry.
shut up and let
That's
the
all I'm
artist
gonna say.
perform now. I'll get out of the way.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Chrissy Morgan and Susie Woodman, right?
Yes.
I forgot my drink.
What?
What?
And that's why your mic's
Oh
turned
yeah.
off.
I'll grab it when I go in there. after I'm
You
done.
just did a shot. You have your vape in your hand. You got a cookie. Who knows does what in front of you?
She needs a full meal.
And you're worried about
She's
your
not
drink.
covering all of the food.
I know, right?
All right.
The
Lady-
four basic food groups of not knowing where you're at right now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Chrissy Morgan and Susie Woodman.
La 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 la. How was that? All right. We're gonna start with a song called Wednesday. I decided to write a song about not a Friday. Sometimes the most important things happen in the middle of the week, whatever that means to you. Wednesday is just another day, but it's the furthest day from my heart. It'll be the first time and the first place. The fear is only knowing you can stay or you can go from your heart. Finally figured out what I had to do. Should've known right from the start. I got my ticket now and a list of things to do. I've been waiting for so long. Now it's time for me to finish my song. Wednesday is just another day, but it's the furthest day from my heart. It'll be the first time and the first place. The fear is only knowing you can stay or you can go from your heart. I know I'm older now, I can barely move. Believe me when I say I'm a kid at heart. And when it's in your blood, you got nothing left to lose. I've been waiting for so long. Now it's time for me to finish my song. Wednesday is just another day, but it's the furthest day from my heart. It'll be the first time and the first place. The fear is only knowing you Took a lot of time for me to give up on you. You took a lot of me, but you didn't know what else to do. I got a lot left in me, and now I need something new. Oh, Wednesday is just another day. Thank you. More keys. The room's gonna smell a little different now. All right, this next one is called "Fix That Jukebox." Jukeboxes, and they aren't around anymore. And there was this one on 7 Mile called Tom's Tavern, and that's they switched from the jukebox to like Sirius XM. And I was like, you can't do that. And so I wrote a song, Fix That Jukebox. So watch out, I might write a song about you if you inspire me. There's this one special song used to take me to that place, a place I remember of happy times. And it's been so long since I held him in my arms. Just one song for a nickel and 2 dimes. Please fix that jukebox, just standing in the corner. There's just something about that sweet old song, my drink, and this place. Please fix that jukebox. He was my friend, yes, my lover. I can hear that song on the radio. I can hear it on my phone. When I hear it on that box, I see his face. Now you don't get much for charging a quarter. That song brings back sweet memories. I know you could use another beer cooler. You should know how much that jukebox means to me. Please fix that jukebox, just standing in the corner. There's just something about that sweet old song, my drink, and this place. Please fix that jukebox. He was my friend, yes, my lover. I can hear that song on the radio. I can hear it on my phone. When I hear it on that box, I see his face. There's this friend of mine known to fix a thing or two. I would love to write his number heartbreak in this town. Please fix that jukebox just standing in the corner. There's just something about that sweet old song I drink. And this place, please fix that jukebox. He was my friend, yes, my lover. I can hear that song on the radio. I can hear it on my phone. When I hear it on that box, I see his face. Oh, I can hear that song on the radio. I can hear it on my phone. When I hear it on that box, I see your face.
God damn. Girl, you can sing.
The voice of an angel.
Sing. All right, come on back, sit at the table with us, ladies.
Yeah, no.
Yes, yeah, I couldn't do it alone.
I think my man just fell in love with you.
I did. I think I did.
Yeah, you sounded amazing.
So how many times does your husband say, will you just sing me to sleep?
Sing? Oh, never.
Never? What? Oh, my God. He's missing out.
No, I
Get
think it's
with it,
much,
dude.
it's
Well, the
much
heart's just
different
broke
being
when you said the word
married-
husband.
yeah.
Just, the heart's all just
Sorry.
broke out there in the
It's
internet
much
world.
different being married to a vocalist than what you think, because it's a lot of me going la 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 la.
He's like,
a
would
lot
you
of,
please
like,
shut up?
Yeah,
I thought you were
kinda
saying
like
that.
having
I
a
thought you were
parrot.
saying that he was a vocalist too. I'm like, does he sing himself? to
No,
sleep?
no.
I do.
You do? Oh,
great.
that's so
I
sweet.
rap myself to sleep every night, straight out of
Is the
Compton.
best.
Does
One
it every
cheek,
time.
two,
Test,
Go to
go
the
to
bed.
Chrissy's.
Oh!
I used
How
to
many
sing Bust.
sheeps does it take to go
I would
to
sing
sleep?
Bust a Move as a nursery rhyme to my nieces when I put them to sleep.
One more time.
How
Your
many
best
sheeps
friend
does
there.
it take
To go to sleep tonight. That is the new Baby Shark.
Oh,
I know, right?
Dude.
All
One sheep,
jokes
two
aside,
sheep,
let's get
three
rich.
sheep, four.
that's good.
Dog, all
I
you
need
need
to go
is
to
one.
sleep. How
Go to
many
sleep
more?
now.
Everybody
I'd be
makes
at, like-
fun of that Baby Shark song. That person's grandchildren
God.
never have to work.
Every once in a while.
Generational wealth, man.
Yep.
Generational
It's
Every
like
once
the
in a while
person
I
that
play that
invented
at
the
the
straw
bar,
wrapper.
just to
That's
mess with
just
people.
Everyone does. It's a sing along.
Mm-hmm.
It is a
Or
sing
the
along.
or the plastic piece on the tip of your shoelaces. That family's set forever.
Oh, yes.
The one that always
Like that.
frays
What was
and
it called?
you can't get it back in a hole
Flugel
because of the...
binder. From Cocktail.
No, it's gonna
The
back
movie
in the hole.
Cocktail.
With Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise looks at it, he goes, yeah, the guy that came up with the Flugel binder. She goes, what the fuck's the Flugel binder? He goes, that little plastic thing on the end of your fucking
That's
Oh,
what
is
it's
that it?
called?
shoelace.
Oh.
No, but
I hate you for
was
pointing
like,
out where I
wait,
got my
what?
fun fact.
That would be a good
The Flugel
check.
binder.
Yes.
I didn't know
Das
that at
Flugelbinder.
all.
He might have been German. He might have been
Started
German.
early.
Das Flugelbinder. Oh, shoelace? Shoelace tip? No, Das Flugelbinder.
shoelace cap? No.
August Gitschlag can confirm.
Yes.
German.
See, there's
So
Flugel binder?
Skip the
Flugel
gnome
binder.
says, you're awesome. Tom's Tavern.
Aw.
Switch to a digital jukebox now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Tom.
Skip's a fan.
Well, the bar doesn't necessarily exist anymore.
No?
The last owner had passed away, and it's been in flux, we'll say, because it's not like a bar on Woodward. It's on 7 Mile, but it was at the time a place for people from U of D to come by, which included like Mike Illich, who's staying out there, and
Well, if you stood on one
Enjoy.
side of the room, you were an inch shorter.
Oh, he's
'Cause
a
the
Oh,
floors
yeah.
were-
Hey, you got a
floors were all
UAD grad
uneven.
back there, I guess.
so you know.
Tom's the
If you
piece
know,
of the
you
world.
know.
Wait a minute.
It was a hit place. I
The
mean, it
piano
still
was-
is.
The piano was a boat anchor.
It literally was
what?
a boat anchor. Like it
yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
worth it.
it
Like the
was-
legs weren't attached. So if you went like that with your like the piano would fall down. The legs weren't attached.
I swear they
The
built that
piano had a
place.
personality.
They built that place around the piano.
I
Because
believe
I don't
that.
know how they got it in there.
Yeah. It's a.
Well, there's a lot of places
There was
that are
a
like
lot of
that now.
history.
That you like, how the fuck did you?
Are
what?
you using a cup for your
Well,
White
I'm
Claw?
mixing with
Is that what you're
vodka.
doing? Oh, is that what it
I got
is?
vodka.
Oh, you're just like
I just thought maybe you didn't want that on camera.
You're
The,
just
the
Drink
White
your
Claw.
raw claw.
I'm drinking White
Another
Claw.
drinking
another
a
message
vodka.
to bar
He's like me drinking
employees:
raw.
if a guy is already drinking White Claw, don't put a fucking straw in it, please.
At least for
My
the
own
turtles.
bar that I work at, they try to put a straw in my White Claw. I said, Timmy, I love you to death. I will literally smack you sideways if you put a straw in my White Claw. And he's
smack
like, well, I
you
was going to give you a cup
sideways?
and some ice.
Yeah,
and
if
I'm
you
like,
don't listen, if you don't eat, if
And
you
then
don't
I'm like,
drink
real
that
talk,
White Claw
is it a
like
sippy
it's the
cup?
last shot of freaking whiskey in the
Okay,
bottle.
Mr.
Like just like,
Mr. Bud Lime Light.
like if you're shooting that White
Well, listen.
Claw.
Yeah, what the fuck are you?
well, listen. And
Drinking
Augie works
gay
in
beer.
bars, so he can back me up. I have a thing about the White Claw phenomenon. First of all, I feel like this is what it's like to be a fan of Nickelback.
Yes.
But factually, back me up here. White Claw is outselling every form of beer
100%.
except for Bud Light.
No,
so
it's
you
even
are
outselling
drinking
Bud Light.
No,
'Cause
not
it's
still
100
not yet.
calories.
Barely.
Close, then. It's close.
So you are drinking it. You are drinking it. You're drinking it. You're drinking it.
I'm not
we're
drinking
all
it, but I have.
I will.
I have
Oh,
no
every
problems making fun of it.
See,
so
what's
neither.
wrong with the good old blueberry stolate and soda water?
Nothing.
Yeah, thank
Which
you.
that's before
$6
the
more, that's
cans,
what's
you know?
Already mixed.
Is that
Already
$12 for a six pack?
Already
know.
mixed. It has 100 calories.
And it tastes like New York seltzer.
I just
Four-
want
Four Loko is
point out
launching
that
their
it's
seltzer.
Funny that this 300 and some odd pound man is rolling White Claw tonight. That's all.
I'm drinking
that's
So
all.
his
Jack
White
Do you
Hunter.
know why
There-
I'm
there
not?
is
You see Jack
I'm
Hunter?
not because I was coming here.
Yeah, see, yeah,
Did
yeah.
you see Jack Hunger a couple weeks ago?
I
when he
love
was here?
Jack Hunger.
When Jack Hunger was here a couple weeks ago, he doesn't drink, but he drinks White Claw.
Listen, I could come in here with
drink his
I
White
could come in
Claw.
here in a
So I'm
thong and a
trying to
feather
lose some
boa,
weight.
and you not have a problem with me wearing it, but
No.
still are going to make
Oh, I'm
fun
gonna
of me
make fun
about
of you
it.
like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
And that's
that's
Like your Bud Light
so.
Lime?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because
White
that
Claw's
really
the
sounds like
gateway.
Hulk Hogan's general attire.
So Four Loko.
The only reason I don't is I
releasing
don't
a
have
seltzer.
the boots to
Four
match.
Loko is?
Four Loko is releasing a seltzer, and we're trying hard to get it launched at the whiskey because we won that award on Thrillist
Didn't
for
they
the
ban
world's best
Four Loko?
Isn't
bad
it weird
decision bar.
that it's so tricky to actually make one that tastes good? Truly sucks.
Truly's
I
not good.
love supporting local, but Atwater, change
It's
your mind
okay.
on that one.
I gotta
So
try to get
Blake's has one
Blake's.
now.
Well, is it? Are we allowed to talk about it? We
I
had it
don't- I
released.
don't
We drank
know.
it here before they even had it released.
I don't think
You're
it's
right.
in the places yet, but I
know
know
yet.
they got one coming
We
out.
should not
I'm
talk
listening.
about
It was
it.
pretty good.
Were they? Was it
Was it
seltzer
a
or was it
Maybe
light
anybody would
cider?
want to have a
It was-
seltzer.
no,
There
it
was
was-
more than one. There was a couple
four.
different
There was
flavors.
four
yeah,
different
yeah.
flavors.
I know my favorite.
Yeah, there was four different flavors, and I can't remember. I think it was called seltzer because
Didio,
no,
you listening?
it wasn't. I got a picture.
Didio, text
I
me.
took a
Yeah,
picture
Mike,
of it.
if you're listening.
It's called like Odd Side or
No,
Outside's another
Outside
company.
is another
Brewery.
company, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm on the
Jamie
outside.
Jamie Krantz says like being a Nickelback fan.
I'm
likes
sorry.
your
Like I
comment.
feel bad for him.
It is honestly like 'cause I can't say, and honestly because of the backlash I get from drinking White Claw, I will not make fun of Nickelback anymore.
Look at
like,
this can.
I
of
want a
crap.
Homer Simpson right into the bush on that one.
Right into the back.
I will leave alone your Nickelback, jock
Your
jam.
gift right
If
out
you
of
can
there.
stop making fun of my White Claw.
All right, so Rick Pruneda is in here, and I noticed no one's touched the fucking Amish licorice yet.
There's a lot of stuff that
Flavor.
You know
that
what?
doesn't say
Blue
licorice
raspberry.
but liquor.
Send it down. Send it
I
down.
buy the
raspberry.
liquor.
Done. Send Augie
Send me the blue raspberry.
The ladies are really milking their bourbon down there. I'm just
All right,
I
so
know.
we just heard Chrissy Morgan, Susie Woodman. Fucking awesome, man.
Thank you guys.
Your voice
Thank
is
you.
amazing, and
I
I'm glad
appreciate
you
it.
finally have gotten out. I mean,
It's a different
Station.
style.
Bricktown Station is your band with the three guys. So, but this is you.
This is me.
Do you still do Bricktown? Is that? I thought it was
It's so
no more.
Here,
I enjoyed it when you guys were in that time. I
there
really
it is
enjoyed
a lot
yeah.
of fun. I enjoy those guys. There are different levels of what you do with your music,
No, yeah,
and
yeah.
then I wanted to take it a different direction. Is pretty much it. I stopped booking. And we can always book more. It's just a level of like everybody had something going on at the same time,
Right.
And that happens with a lot of bands.
It
you
seems
know?
like that's the biggest problem with bands.
Yeah, like whether it's starting a family or taking care of parents, that's why it's different levels of music. Sometimes music's just for somebody to play in the basement, and they never want to play out of the basement.
Right.
Sometimes it's music where you get to hang out with your friends and you do 2 shows a year, and it's a sold out show because you're only
Rick and I
doing
were
2
just
shows
talking
to your
off air about
friends.
this literally 5
Like
minutes
there are
ago.
all these different levels of what you do with music, which is why music's cool. I'd just been doing it my whole life, and I'm like, I think I could take this a little further. And I've always written songs. I have to say thank you to Susie. Meeting her helped me take those songs to the next level. So that's where that comes in.
So
But we're still together, Bricktown. I just hung out with them a couple of weeks ago. So it's town.
and the name comes from a stop
And the People Mover
Mover.
spot. Yeah, because we used to practice downtown, and you would look out the window, and there was Bricktown Station. Yeah. And I was the last person to join the band, and so it was like
you
there's
on
a
the
lot of
People
history
Mover?
there. I learned a lot with that band.
Your
Just
bass player gave us a bass amp that we
Yeah.
used for
That's right.
Yeah,
like 6 months before
yeah,
we
they're
got
great
that
guys.
amazing.
Just
bass amp
different
over.
directions of where we want to go and what we do. There's still songs we hadn't recorded, so who knows what happens.
Might
with
be
that.
something in the future.
Yeah, but I get to do my own stuff and see how am I gonna promote this with my name on it. It's got my name on it. What do I want to do with it? How far in advance do I want to
Well,
book?
you-
How far?
This
all
is
these other
insane that we're
things.
on the same show
Your,
together.
your
I
name,
love this.
your name carries a lot of weight in this town.
Does it?
It does, and I'm
A lot of bathroom stalls.
I'm not bullshitting, baby.
Look at your shirt.
No, that's my name. Chrissy, that's my name on the bathroom stalls. Okay.
Wow.
Well, Dawn needs something to
I'd
aspire
call
to,
it.
so
I'd call the number.
No, but you know,
I wouldn't know about the heel dough if it wasn't for the St. Andrew's bathroom stall. Anybody curious what the heel dough
Yes.
is?
that?
It's
I'm not even
exactly what it
asking.
sounds like. It is a dildo that you strap to your heel.
Oh my!
Oh, I just seen it. Oh, God.
well,
So you
I
can-
was wrong because
so you
I thought
can
it was a
foot
dildo
someone.
shaped like a heel.
No, you
so,
can foot someone. now.
My mind is
In
like
case you-
trying to picture this.
Hey, go
Forget the guy who created the
Go foot
shark
yourself.
song.
It's
Forget the guy who
depending
created
on
the
your
plastic.
level of
the heel
It's
though.
that's
Depending
the
on your
one
level of
that's-
aggression, I feel like it would be similar to starting a motorcycle.
Since we are no longer caring about the parishioners and whatnot that are listening,
I'm sorry, Mom.
Have you
I'm
seen
very
the,
sorry, Mom.
Have you seen the
Oh,
vajankles?
in August.
Have you seen the vajankle?
That piano player of Chrissy's
That's like a
never
foot
said a
with the
word
pocket
for the
in
whole
the
show.
in the ankle area.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
The
All right. So
vajankle.
have you guys heard of the vajankle?
No.
Al?
Oh, man.
It's horrible.
It's a vagina in the bottom of a.
You said
Foot.
it. I mean, yeah.
on the bottom
So
of the foot.
for people
No,
that
no,
have
no.
foot
Like it's like
fetishes-
someone cut a foot off
That is the
and
dumbest
put
thing.
it right in the
in the
top.
Well, I did see this. I didn't know it had
It's
a
for
Good
name.
way for your
Vajankle.
workout. You know that thing where you push your legs.
And we lost the
That
mayor.
sounds like if you got like a disease, like an STD on your ankle.
Yes, what it is, it's for gentlemen
an aha
who
moment
have
for me. Thank you.
issues, and that it's a
foot fetish.
Related
Maybe
to
it's a
athletes.
medical apparatus. It's a medical
What?
apparatus
What?
used for
Fucking a
extracting fluid.
Sister Mary Alice from
Okay.
4th grade at St. Jude just left the room. Just so you know, she was watching.
All right. So
Ominous gluteus maximus.
I'm glad she left.
thank you. We've been waiting for her to leave for
Because-
fucking an hour now.
So wrong.
All right. Now, Susie, you told
Susie's
us-
like, what did
I know.
I get into?
I warned her. I warned
You know
her.
what?
Double down.
Well,
She
and this is
likes
why I'm
it.
asking this is because you said you've been in this business for a long time now.
Oh, yeah.
And you've heard everything. So
Have you heard of Vajankles before?
yeah, have you heard of
I've actually seen one. I know the developer.
Oh,
Wow, that was bad.
Way to jump in. I like
Like
that.
her.
that's the way to turn it
Bold.
right there.
Now you get
Way to
it.
take it bigger.
right? Exactly.
Biggerer.
It's molded
way-
after a friend of mine.
It's
I
way
know
biggerer now.
Wait,
It's
what?
actually my foot.
Okay.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, not my foot.
At that, I was gonna say, in your foot, that's like,
Is that Sasquatch's foot?
I'm going to hear about
why is
this
it so
week.
hairy? Why is that foot so hairy? Get off of it.
My foot ain't that heavy.
Wait, there
Got a
Is
really
it
nasty
like fake
toenail.
vaginas? Are they like you get like, man, I really want Jenna Jameson's ankle.
Yeah, exactly.
The people listening just
Then they
cannot
get
see me
yours.
shaking my head.
Then like yours,
Can we
Yours
not
can
do
do
this before my part?
then yours comes in the mail.
I'm trying to make
We're
it more
losing
serious.
more people than 9/11 right now. That
I'm
is
trying to make it serious
Wow.
right now.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right.
Then
so,
Eric's ankle comes in the mail. And you're like, Jenna Jameson's got some jacked
Can't
up
imagine
ankles.
what Ron fucking
biggest foot ever.
what the hedgehog's ankle would look like. It's just got that like old man ankle that went fucking like gravity.
Just sagged down. Like the bone is above the fold of the sag.
With a
It's
tuft
a
of hair that
vajankle.
makes no sense.
I want to see
Yes.
the,
A tuft of hair that makes no sense in an ankle.
the Nike vajankle.
It comes with the Nike ankle.
How do you incorporate LeBron's name into that? The Lajenka? The Lajenkle?
Little jankle.
LeBranco.
And now for men, the Ledong.
Susie,
LeBron.
Susie,
what?
Susie Woodman. All right, it's enough.
I want to see it.
Susie Woodman. You were talking earlier about
Sorry, Mr. Sheltis.
Rein it in, Eric. Rein it in.
trying to. The motherfuckers won't let me.
I can't because I just want it.
I'm trying to rein it in.
Augie, don't
I only
choke.
got so much fucking power here.
Augie needs
All
the
right,
high.
here it is. What mic are you? 5?
His 4.
Fucking mute all you other motherfuckers. So you said you've been in the business for a while, and you what other projects are you in besides with Chrissy?
Well, I have an original project with my church.
Oh, very
yeah,
good.
we've had 3
She's listening
CDs
right
out
now. Thank
already.
you, Sister
That's a
Mary.
way to reel it in.
Tell them free for you to use this
Also, the
as an
room gets
example
silent.
of what not to do in the eyes
If
of
you want to
God.
go to heaven, do not be like these fuckers.
Of course, obviously, I'm in the project with Chrissy. There's also another band that's going to be looking at doing some festivals next year. A band that was around the Detroit area in the 70s called Springwell is reforming, a couple of brothers
Okay.
and that kind of thing. Some original material.
All right.
Yeah.
I like bands that originate like the Algebra Brothers. Or
Yes.
sisters.
Mothers.
Brothers.
Mothers.
Mothers. Algebra mothers.
Brothers, sisters,
Why don't
nephews,
I put brothers.
third cousins.
That's the
Twice
side
removed.
project.
So, do you know, Chris, are you familiar with Bonnie and the Working Girls?
I
Are you?
worked with, I worked with Jukebox on the Working Girls, which was a spin-off of that band.
Oh, all right, all right.
We tried getting them to play.
So Bonnie works at the dance studio that my daughter dances at.
Oh, okay.
My daughter danced with Bonnie's granddaughter.
Okay.
And so that's why.
Yeah.
I might have met you before, I think. I think I might have met you at least once before. You look
I
familiar.
worked with them when they worked out at Jamie's on Ford.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
I might have
said
met
she
you when I was in the
Isn't
first
that-
grade. It's,
She's been in the
Isn't that the
industry.
fucking bar you work
that's
at now?
Renegades now, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was Jamie's, and it was something else, and Rock Stars, and
Yeah.
Renegades. Yeah, I work there now. That's crazy. Full circle.
We used to hang out at Jamie's on 7
Yeah.
Yeah.
years ago. We were there when it was Jamie's birthday, and it was nickel beer night. Nickel beer night.
Dude.
I mean, granted, it was a
I
cup.
never knew a nickel for
It
a
was
beer.
it was a cup. It was a little Dixie cup, a little bit bigger than this little cup here.
Yeah, but still for a nickel.
But it was a nickel. You'd be
Here's
like,
a
"Hey, give me
dollar."
50 beers
Yeah.
for a fucking
I'm
dollar."
buying the whole bar.
Yeah, dude. It was,
And where did you
least
grow up
a
that 50
18
beers equal $1 worth
whatever.
of nickels?
$5, motherfucker.
Right. I don't remember that shit.
yeah.
But there was
at
like
all.
20 of us.
20 nickels and $1.
It was a lot of fucking beers, all right?
I remember the quarter
Lot
beer
on a
days.
waitress.
Those weren't
Oh.
fun nights.
No.
Another one.
Imagine that.
Oh, that'd be annoying.
Well,
and then
Jamie-
what are you
It
going to
sucks.
tip
It's a
on
college.
a
It's a
nickel?
college towns do that kind of stuff all the time.
Yeah, what are you
Jamie-
going to tip on a nickel beer?
Even
I
Jamie,
would
well,
never do
You don't
that.
get one.
Tip
You
is
don't
like
get one.
37
Yeah.
cents.
yeah, you get fucking
I would
10 of
never
them.
do that
and,
to you.
You know,
Just saying.
give them $1.
You're high roller. You're like, I got a dime for you, baby. Every time. I'm doubling up.
I got a dime
Doing
every
dime
time.
beer. Half for me, half for you. Come on.
I'd catch that shit in my teeth.
I just got back from the laundromat. I'm going to be here
Give
all
me all
night.
them dimes. I catch
I
all
got
your
all
dimes.
kinds of change.
I bet you've caught a lot of dimes. Never mind.
I did. And spit them out.
You guys are having a bad influence on me. You're
Trying
starting to take me down that
fucking show
path.
up and they
This
fucking-
is one of those shows
We
where
did.
we're
We
having a
finally
real
got it
hard
kinda
time
cleaned up.
staying on topic.
This is the
knocked that one
There's
right into
so
the
much.
stand.
There's
This
so
is
much to be done.
why we wanted to call this motherfucker ADHD radio back in the day.
Oh.
And then whenever
radio.
you put me on here, it ain't no good.
B-dubs. That was B-dubs.
I train. When I ran my show, I train wrecked my own show every single day.
Yeah.
Try.
It's not hard. It's not hard.
I think I trained.
Why do you think they bring me in once a month?
I
Get
remember.
us back on
Every once in a
track.
while we
I
get
had one
knowledge.
guest not show up after break.
Really?
I'm gonna go smoke. I'm like, all right. I'm
We've
like,
never had anyone leave. We've had motherfuckers sit there and just.
in
Yes.
Mount Clemens. When I was in Mount
No.
Clemens, I had one dude go out on break and then he bounced.
Can you say his name?
No. No.
Can you
no.
give us
Tell us
clues?
that.
Can we
That's
guess?
good,
No, because we had a
Networking.
nice,
that's good.
no, I won't. Like, we had a nice little apology after. We here's the thing. We had, I will say this person's name because I don't like here. We had Andrew the Man Expert that night from, if you remember him from
Yeah.
Dave
Yeah,
and Chuck. And I loved our show. It's the only show I ever was like, man, we have to cancel our show before I get my pantsuit off of me. Like, this show cannot go on anymore. It was a great show, you know, but I won't get into it, but yeah, they him and Rob, my homie Rev Rob. Keep in mind, I slid my chair way back, and both these dudes are black, and they went so far down the Eddie Murphy trail that I just backed up.
Like
and my
you're
eyes
like,
got wide.
I
was
cannot
like,
make a comment at this
no.
point.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not even gonna.
I've been on Volcano's show on Friday nights, and I just sit back there and like, all right, I can't say anything. Then they're like, it's the only white guy in the room. Can you tell me? I'm like,
Yeah.
sure. What do you want to know?
I will. I'm not afraid to admit that I was always envious of that
That one?
that show. Yeah,
It was
'Cause I
good, it was
like,
good for a while, but then like I see why and I love him. Drew's my people. Drew had to check me a few times, and I will always appreciate and respect that guy and for all his advice. But like he did not have the tether of terrestrial radio on my show,
Right.
and that shit got scary.
See, and
bro.
I wanted him to
Real
get him over here. I was like,
We tried for a
because
minute.
I was doing my
Oh, I
show at
know.
the time. Bad
I
advice.
saw the email.
Yeah, bad advice, and I was
Wasn't
like,
me,
dude,
though.
I want to. It might have been me, and I was like,
Poacher.
dude, I need to get this guy on my show. At the
never
time, I
poached
was just
him,
trying to get guests on my show. You know what I mean? So I was going for him. I was going for
think
for
that's
Chuck.
what it was.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, him and Rev would go so far, like with the purple Kool-Aid and stuff, that I'm like, I don't know how, but somehow you guys are going to get me in trouble for it. Like, I'm
somehow you
producing-
guys are going to say a bunch of things, and
would
I'm going to be
literally,
racist.
like, there's only 2 times I've ever been that nervous on radio, and it was doing Crush Crew Radio and the time that I had Cold as Life in the studio. Those are the 2 most scared moments in my entire life. I'm like, damn, I am really upsetting both sides of the race spectrum right now with this. Like, I'm like, these are the shows I just don't talk on. But
So Rick Pruneda hanging out with us, Dirty White, DJ, rapper. You went by back in the day. You went by as White Boy Rick.
yes, not trying to be the drug dealer.
No.
It's because I'm a white Mexican, and that's really weird.
He's almost free.
Huh?
He's so close.
No, it's like they
He
just.
just moved up his date.
Well, no, yeah, they did. They suspended his sentence in
Yeah, they just
Florida.
moved his
What
date
a
up.
shitty day when you're like, wait, what? I'm good. I'm exonerated. I'm out. And they're like, yeah, but you kind of got
I
to go
know.
to Florida now.
Hey, you're not going to be in jail here anymore. You're like, all right. And as soon as you get out the gate, he's like, get in this van, please.
Yeah, we're
Right?
driving
You're like, at
out.
least I could look at fall out of my window a year
Right.
ago. You know?
He said that the transport was like the hardest thing of his whole prison time.
That was honestly heartbreaking. That like at that point, just let it go, Florida. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right,
Like,
right.
my
But
man,
how is
like-
that transport like the hardest thing?
And I don't want to get myself in trouble,
been in
but how do
prison
you
forever.
do a lifetime sentence when you're a snitch? Like, how did that happen?
Dude,
He didn't just snitch
This is
once.
a rabbit hole.
Tekashi
We could all go down a whole
6ix9ine.
other show.
Tekashi 6ix9ine is the greatest snitch of all time.
And he's providing
He
the
just
best meme
signed
topics of all
a
time.
$30 million record deal.
That dude's gonna get a toothbrush shoved in his heart.
Right.
Okay.
But if he
A
records that
sharpened
album
toothbrush.
first, then his mom and them are going to have a lot of money for
those
the rest of their
memes
lives.
are the greatest ever.
Yeah, they don't get
Like,
old.
Jimmy Hoffa, he's like, I know where that shit is. Like,
My favorite
Bartenders
one is,
don't report all their tips.
my favorite one is when the judge is like, "Do you have anything left to say?" And he said, "Yeah, Tupac knew about Brenda's baby."
All right.
those are the greatest memes
So
ever.
you were gone for a long time.
11 years. I
You
quit
were
music.
I remember my boy Tony Schwartz talking about doing shows with Hush and you and all them back in the day, and then we didn't hear about you for a while, and then me and you kind of knew each other from the podcast era, and but 11 years you stepped
11
away.
years, yeah.
You came back because of a show.
I did.
on
I
your
did.
radio station.
It was because I interviewed somebody on my podcast that gave me the bug again, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna do one
crabs?
real quick. Just and this, I'm not right.
You crabs?
I'm not gonna make this a long
Different
story, but when I was doing that, I was doing it for all the wrong reasons. I was trying to write the next best hook. I was trying to write the next Diddy song. I had people in my ears all the time. You know how people get like all these shysters come out of the woodwork and they're like, "Yo, Luda needs a ghostwriter." No, he don't. Luda is a ghostwriter. You know, but I fell for all of it. I had a song that it was supposedly being written for LL Cool J. It didn't make no sense to me as an old school hip hop head. I'm like, why does he need help? So, anyways, a lot of slam doors in my face. I put out my album. And I loved it, and we were putting over 1,000 in Emerald. Like we had a real big name. I was right up there with all the heavy hitters, and my album finally came out, with the exception of the song that we did with Proof and the song I did with Hush. Like we had anybody who was anybody in hip hop back then. Mikey Clark engineered and recorded the whole album. And I was the only one that didn't like it, you know, because I was rushed. I wasn't doing it from the heart. And then we had our investor got arrested in a crack house. Oh. And then I started the what is now Ghetto Blaster project.
Was it Jalen Rose?
No, his name was Frank. But
What up, Frank?
shout out to Frank.
Frank, is that you?
And I found out the night of our release party
VCR.
at Royal Oak Music Theater, backstage. My man comes backstage. He said, "Yo, Frank is in jail right now. He's also doing crack. And we don't have the money to pay for the venue. We don't have the money to pay for your album that's here in physical, pressed, beautiful. We don't have the money to pay Mike Clark. We don't have the money to pay
Mike Clark was a big DJ
I'm sorry,
back in the day.
Real Detroit Weekly. No, different Mike Clark.
Different Mike?
And
the Mike Clark that owns Top Dog
Psychopathic
Records?
Yeah.
Psychopathic,
Psychopathic. Also kind of Top Dog. He did all summer long. Yeah. But I found out we owe all these people money, and I was broke as a joke. And the deal that we had with this investor was if he ever bailed, all we did was keep everything he paid for. But if we bailed, then we had to pay him back. Right. So he got arrested in the crack house, and I'm like,
it's all ours, motherfucker.
No.
Remember that line of the contract?
I realized we never said anything about outstanding balances. So he don't know anything. I owe almost 10 grand on this. You know, like we gave it the full back in the day Kid Rock independent, the Macklemore push. We gave it the Macklemore push. And then that night I found that out. I tried to do one more project with these guys that I work with again now, ironically. And then 2 of them had to split state for bigger opportunities.
Jesus.
And I was like, all right, man, I'm just done then.
That was before your 11-year?
Yeah, that was when that band broke up. I literally dipped out so hard that people would show up at DJ gigs like, aren't you White Boy Rick? And I denied it. Every single time I'm like, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow.
No, I don't know anything about doing music. And then this interview and the story that's going to come out in a little bit, this person re-inspired me so hard that I did one reunion show as White Boy Rick. That's all it was supposed to be. And then I was like, I kind of want to do something. And then I started to do the live band thing again, and that fell apart again. And I'm like, should I just wrap it up again? My best friend, shout out to Mike Sal, the greatest human being in my life, who through those entire 11 years helped me get by. I was miserable, bro. I'm playing fucking Flow Rider and Cupid Shuffle. I love hip-hop. I love it. I just went in the wrong way.
I dance off.
I still do that.
You know, like, for all the
and do
people
it.
that were so real that inspired me, I was doing this for all of the opposite reasons that they did.
Sensuous.
Right.
And so we did this one, and then I kind of want to do something. So that band fell apart, and I'm like, well, fuck this then. I'm done again. I'm getting old. He wouldn't let me stop, and he's like, yo, Power Dice from Critical Bill, he's looking for a hip-hop project right now, something he can do as a side project from Critical Bill. And I said, wait, I just talked to Hush. Hush wants to quit music right now because he's sick of the trials and tribulations. And then I said, my man Bo, shout out to Bohemoth. Bo never really got the name. He never really got out there like we all did, but he was at every circle. He was at every hip-hop shop. He was good friends with Eminem. You know, so I'm like, well, let's call Bo, no-brainer, DJ Invisible. And then within, as I'm sliding into this, I don't know if you had something else you wanted to say. I'm almost telling the story of how this happens. Do you want me to keep going
keep
forward?
going.
I want to hear it.
The announcement is coming in a second if I keep going.
Keep
Okay.
going.
But we got, yeah.
It's gonna.
Keep
It's
going.
all
'Cause
going
we
back
said
to
we
the-
said 8:15.
Look at her
This
kids.
is all going back.
I did.
It's all going back.
Said
to the-
8:15. It's 8:24. So it's
I
perfect.
did not write a story time with Uncle Augie, but I got one now. It comes full circle. To
Well,
what we
we're,
just
no, I
talked
already
about.
got you. You're doing
Wait,
story time.
Stand
Just
by,
wait.
Augie.
Even your New Jersey.
We got
thing
time.
Really?
Attaches because I didn't even know you were from New Jersey until
Yeah,
tonight, and it's
yeah.
insane. So we get with these guys, and I said, "You're right." So I called on the 20-minute drive to my DJ gig. I called Power Dice. I said, "Brian, I have an idea, man.
Power
Dice.
Dice.
Let's do Power Dice. Let's do
Critical Bill.
Let's do a hip hop project for us. If people like it, awesome. If not, who fucking cares? Let's make an old school 90s anthem based boom bap hip hop group. You know, like anthems, fun stuff,
Yeah.
nothing negative. You know, no like overusage of guitars, no rap rock." And then B's like, "Yeah, down." Got off the phone. I called Hush. Hush was like the quickest out of all of them. Hush was like, in, whatever you want, done. And it was just weird because he was ready to quit already at the time. But I think we all kind of needed someone else to piggyback off of. Carl, I feel like we didn't even have to ask. Invisible is the greatest human being on the planet. He's the only guy that can DJ for Exhibit, for 10,000 people and then come back and play with DBS at the shelter for 15. Not that we ever did, but so they were all down, and we went in. We
The
recorded our first
ambassador
song.
of fucking DJing or some shit to the U.S.
No, not even just DJing. DJ Invisible is the United States ambassador of music.
Yeah.
Wow.
He gets sent by the government to
Like he was just in like fucking Taipei and all kinds
to
of shit.
smaller countries to teach music to these kids.
Yeah.
And it's amazing because he's meeting the best MCs on the planet that are from villages that have 30 people, and they don't have. So like
It's the
he's
greatest
the great,
job of all time.
Right. He was the DJ for the Sochi Olympics. But so then we record our first song, and then
Detroit, born and raised, bitch.
I thought back to this interview, and I said, "Yo, so this is all inspired because of this guy that I interviewed. There it is. He's a guy. There's
He's
your
a
first
guy.
clue.
He's a guy.
This guy that I interviewed
Clue one.
has really re-inspired me by something that he said. He called me authenticated. He called me authentic in my interview, and I remember, you guys know as broadcasters, when you get someone huge in your studio, you followed a script. And then at one point, I literally said, you know what, man, fuck this script. I'm going to interview you from the heart.
I was going to do that tonight.
So I threw my notes, and he loved it.
So he was in studio with you, though.
No, we were actually
was
at a
on-
hotel in
was-
Flint because he was. I feel like if I say the
Nothing
band,
good's
he was
ever
playing
happened at a
the-
hotel in Flint, bro.
Right. It was actually a nice hotel,
Yes,
and
there
trust me,
has.
Easy on
to interview someone this big, I had to go into this hotel with a team and renovate an entire lounge into a good-looking interview section. And I had just come from working the Dave and Chuck 0.5K, getting there at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'm flustered. We set this up, we get it done, and then I tell them, I'm like, listen, this guy I interviewed, he inspired this whole thing. I just wonder what he would say about doing a song with us. And they said, probably not gonna, but try. Hit
Who
him
did
up.
you say that to?
Hush.
I can't tell you.
All
Oh, yeah, I
those
said that
guys.
to all the DBS
The
guys.
Okay,
DBS
okay.
guys.
So the guys. In
So
the
they're
band,
like,
right.
yeah, there's no way he's gonna
And
do
Hush
it.
has
Like,
met all those cats.
yeah. He's got to be way too busy, except for this one. He's got to be way too busy. And so I hit him up, and he said, yeah, man, let's do it. Give me the beat. I'll get you the verse by this weekend. And he did. I almost crashed my car over there by the zoo. I saw I said email from such and such, and I said,
got in
holy
an accident
shit.
by the zoo.
So we recorded the song. Nice. And
That's
Hush,
great, Don.
Hush said, are you ready? You're coming into this right now.
Okay.
Hush said,
Kidnapped by
yo,
the zoo.
the Detroit Music Awards just called me, and they want me to perform. But I don't want to do it solo. Let's do it as Deaf by Stereo.
That's right.
And we were like, okay, dope. So we started, like, what are we going to do? Let's call our new friend and see if he wants to come out and surprise the crowd and do it with us.
Which
is
was
it
fucking amazing.
Sparking
Uh-huh.
it? It is.
Yeah.
That was your first DMAs,
So we
I think.
we're walking through the crowd and we're all feeling some kind of way because all of a sudden, like, we got a trailer. You know what I mean? We're like, damn, we got a trailer. We don't got to be all cramped up. Like,
Right.
we got a trailer, and Hush is like, we have an interview to do upstairs.
That's so cool.
So we go upstairs, and there's Chrissy Morgan
There I
interviewing
am.
bands
Doing her thing.
in front of the
Here's my
backdrop.
picture. Where did I
Like,
just do
so
this?
we do our interview, and it is so we're all saucy and celebrating, trying so hard.
Now, was
not
the
to-
special guest? It
That
was not with you on the
awesome,
interview.
though.
Just Deaf by
He,
Stereo.
he was still at
It
Motor
is.
City
That's-
Casino.
that was-
Because I can tell you-
posted this picture.
I can tell you there was
I wanna see
a
it.
buzz in the crowd.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
night.
yeah,
We
yeah.
went.
Yeah.
We went to the pre-show.
Well, also, their fucking video guy
No, it's
put on our fucking backdrop way too early, so anybody who looked at the screen during the break before we played knew what was happening, or assumed.
we went to the pre-shows, and I ran into you, and me and you had a beef or whatever, and I walked up and I'm like, hey man, but our
Dirty
good
words.
friend, our
Imaginary
our
beef.
good friend Colleen Collins
Wait,
Yes.
what?
was
Cece.
like, fuck you guys, whatever. So I walked up to him, and I'm 6'4", Rick's like 5'5", 6'5", 5'5".
5'8".
6'2" in the
5'8".
program, dog.
Yeah,
dude.
6'2" in the program.
So I walked up to
Kevin
him.
Hart?
I walked up to him. I'm like, hey man, I'm Big Easy from Cave Radio, and he was just like, hey. But then after this whole
Keep in
thing-
mind, I ran a radio station where, like, I'm not
No.
calling, but I had radio shows getting stolen from me on a regular
Wasn't
basis
us.
from someone else.
Wasn't
I was
us.
here last time you went through this beef. We don't need to
Yeah,
hear this
yeah,
one
yeah.
again.
No,
No, no.
We're good. We're good. Let's move forward.
Yeah, not
love
going over all
you.
that, but
But like I'm saying, this is all part of the story too.
Right,
I
right.
And
just
also,
wanna
I'm
make-
trying not to talk because I'm a big mouth.
And you guys all had the shirts or
they're
the fucking hats or whatever. So I was like,
All
why
the
the fuck
ignorant
are these
gold, yeah.
motherfuckers?
I've
You
got
looking
a
for the
picture
photo?
from that night.
I'm just trying to make a statement real quick that I am like so pleased with the way things are now.
Me too.
Oh, for
You know
sure.
what I mean? Like,
Actually, you guys didn't hear. Yeah, when she was I gave him a
Me
hug
too.
out. There's nothing cooler than when somebody can drop swords. You know what
Yeah.
I mean, and
Yep.
get along
Me
for the
too.
greater.
and I
good.
love the Colleen thing was awesome. That went over so awesome. Meeting you, and like, because that was my. I mean, we met for I think a hot minute
That night.
at that
night.
night, but really
Yeah.
never
Which,
really
like
got to
Augie said,
talk.
yeah, we broke that down last time, and I know that like I'm talking way too much now. So
No, you're fine.
Well, no,
I'm
no,
gonna
no.
get- I'm
That's why
gonna get-
you're
I'm gonna
here.
get to the beans and rice right now. So it's a Mexican reference. Yep. So we do our interview,
I'm hungry,
and she's
too.
like, "So what do you guys have in store for tonight?" And I'm like, "You an asshole! Like we're all. I just smoked in the parking lot. We're all feeling froggy. Like we're about to rock the stage. Here comes the clues. You ready? We're about to rock the stage with a fucking rock and roll Hall of Famer.
Right.
We're about to rock the stage with someone who was just inducted into the Grammys Lifetime Achievement.
Did you get a warm up before that? Did you get any kind of
We-
rehearsal before that?
We actually did
Sound
it.
check.
The
Yeah, I saw it,
greatest experience of all of this. Let me just go ahead and say it. This guy, his name is Daryl McDaniels.
Fuck yeah.
DMC from Run DMC, and from
just
the
got goosebumps.
from the day of that interview, him and I have become better friends because he is literally the coolest person on the entire planet, and he has yet to say no to anything. You know, like he does. The reason why the song that we're going to play tonight is called "For Your Love," because that is how he operates these days. He doesn't work for the money and the glamour and the glitz. He works for your love, for the love of hip hop.
See, music can be gone
Yes.
for lots of other things.
And like
lots
he
of
could
reasons.
literally, this guy could be charging $20,000 an appearance, you know. But he was there. He made his mark.
Dude, I got
He's
guys
such
that
a
I
fan
want
of-
to do intros and shit here on Cave Radio, and they want to charge me $200-300.
I got
to do a
local
fucking
dudes.
intro, and this album, and you're going to talk about this in a minute.
Yep.
Is like you're not charging people, or this is free.
This album is free. I'm putting
Wow.
in all of my own money to write it, record it. When, like I said, in 2003, I put out an album I wasn't happy with, and I created a reputation as a dude with cornball lyrics and Limp Bizkit caliber hooks over rap beats. And to quote one of the only things I saw in my iTunes reviews that helped shut me down for 11 years, this guy better thank God Big Proof is on his album, and I do every day. I will never take that away. Like, I'm blessed. I have Big Proof on my album. I rock the stage with McKinley Jackson, his dad, with Melvin Davis all the time now. But this is called Authenticated because, and I don't want anyone to pay for it. I'm doing all of this for the love. I have a lot of people on this record. Can I give them a shout real quick?
Yeah, right here.
I had to write it down. There are a lot of people, a lot of friends.
I wrote like 5 of them,
Yeah.
down,
And it's
but
called
you got-
For the Love because there is not one person on this album charging me to be on here, and there are huge names on here. The album is 100% produced by my boy Native Keys, Leonard. DJ Invisible is obviously the DJ on the whole thing. Shout out to my man Shank, Deaf by Stereo manager, also my manager. Kevin Sharp.
David Shank.
Kevin Sharp is engineering and recording the whole album. Jerry Reed, which, by the way, we're shooting a video for one of the singles, One in the Chamber at 3 Blind Mice in Mount Clemens on the 24th. We want everyone to come out for that. It's going to be a huge party scene. Jerry Reed is shooting that. He's a great director and videographer. My man Cancer. Basically, this album is my dream project, and I don't care if I don't ever work again. Cancer is one of my favorite digital artists of all time. Emilio. He's going to be doing all of the art. And here are all of the entertainment features on the album. Super MC is on this record, on a track with my man Knox Money from Your Side of Town.
Yep.
The ROC from Magic Ninja is on this album. Valid is on this
Yeah, they've been
album.
here a couple weeks ago.
Up and comer, younger cat, super talented, super positive. Ryan Scott is on this album. My homeboy Al that was in here with Ghetto Blaster last time is on this album as Smoke Jones.
Smoke.
Of course, Deaf by Stereo is on here. Ghetto Blaster is on here. And Carl's son Phoenix is on here. Melvin Davis is actually doing the prologue for the album. He's introducing. Bro, to have a fucking Motown legend introduce your album, especially when... You know the whole, and I'll tell you right now, but Dave Landau, you can check him out on Comedy Central, one of the greatest stand-up comics
From
of
Detroit.
all time, from Detroit. He is, you guys remember 90s hip-hop albums? They all had a comedy skit. A comedian like Chris Rock, somebody was always on it. I'm bringing that back. I got a skit by Dave Landau. And,
He's awesome, too.
Yeah. So the goal of this album is I wanted to blend... Melvin Davis, whenever we come up with him, he always talks about the unification of the
One
generation.
of his songs.
Yes. Yep. Communicate.
Yep.
So I really wanted to push that. So every song is sampling 60s and 70s classic rock and blending it with 80s and 90s hip hop. So we're trying to get everybody. And the craziest part is even youngsters like Carl's son, Phoenix. He loves the song. They're all feeling this too. And then I have older people that have heard the snippets like, oh my gosh, can I shout out Screamin' Scott? Screamin' Scott just off this sample is like, I'm probably listening because I need to hear the whole song. It's amazing. Wow. So to hear someone like Screamin' Scott say, you took this song by Leonard Skinner and put hip-hop on it and made me like it. So that's what we're trying to do with this album. Another reason why I'm giving it away. The world is in such a fucking dark place right now. People hate each other because of race, age, and like, I don't like mumble rap, but I respect youngsters for trying to come out and do music. They're going to stop doing it in a few years, but do your thing. Record your mumble rap record. Don't come knocking on my door with it, but record it.
Yeah, you don't have a 15-year-old daughter, do you?
No. No.
Because I'm like, you're killing me.
I just can't hate on it. You know what I mean? Like,
it's their creativity.
Exactly. Like, do your thing. Like, one day, like, and it was crazy is, even these mumble rapping kids like this album. Ironically enough, we're taking shots at mumble rappers all over the record.
Right there.
Whatever. To pass it around, I want to shout out my man Tone, who's listening right now. That's the last shout out. He's an amazing comic book artist. He to promote the song, DMC Loves Comics, and he has his own comic. The company is DMC Loves Comic. I think the comic is literally just called DMC, where he plays a superhero. Again, full circle.
Right.
His superpower is helping musicians that did not have the same blessing that he did. So that's his power. And like he raps about, keep in mind, like I said, he was on a Death by Stereo song also. So to fast forward, that is the announcement. DMC is on a song with just me, and I love my Death by Stereo brothers.
If y'all don't know who DMC is, run DMC.
Yeah,
Rock and Roll Hall of Famers, the greatest hip-hop group of all time.
First rap group on the cover of a Rolling Stone magazine.
And they were named Rolling Stone's top band ever. Not ever, but in the top.
This was the first rap group to ever do a crossover with a rock band.
And
single-handedly saved Aerosmith's lives.
And first rap group to do Saturday Night Live also.
Yeah.
And they essentially, Sugar Hill Gang came up with the phrase hip-hop. It actually started on the streets. But Run DMC, they made it what it is. And before this song gets played, DMC's exact words are this. First of all, he said, this sample is fucking ridiculous. We're sampling the Yardbirds. Are you getting ready to play that one?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. I got to put the headphones on.
That's exciting.
For this one, we're sampling the Yardbirds for your love. For your love. When me and Keys were working with this, I heard it and I said, man, I actually think Daryl would love this. And keep in mind, for a long time, until recently, I had a hard time admitting that he was my friend. Bro, he's a fucking legend.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I hit him up about this song. I said, we got this beat.
Why would you fucking
Just so you know, I have a hard time admitting any of you clowns are my friends.
what?
Okay, I have a really hard time with that.
Here is why.
No
Because
judging.
the first concert I ever saw in my life was in 1987. It was Run DMC and the Beastie Boys Together Forever tour. Now, I didn't
Was
play
it at Pine Knob?
Ass.
It was at Pine
I
Knob.
was there, brother.
Man,
Houdini?
amazing. Yes.
LL Cool J?
No, well, it was a different one then because they did two Together Forever tours.
But I was there. It was
You
LL
saw
Cool
the
J,
second one.
Houdini,
You
Run
saw the
DMC,
second
and the
one.
Beastie Boys.
You saw the second one. The one I was at was just the Beasties warming up for Run DMC.
Okay.
But so that changed my life, and that from that day forward, because I was I think 12 at the time, my GI Joes no longer fought. They were on a shoebox, and there were 4 of them because I was in Run DMC.
And they were rapping.
My idols, my fantasy, man, if I could just meet them one day to tell them how much they inspired me.
dude.
I got through depression because of Run DMC. I got through my awkward years because of Run DMC. When I got my ass kicked by bullies, I went home and listened to Run DMC, and I went to bed with a fucking smile.
Well, for the record, part of that is because you couldn't run fast enough because your Adidas didn't have shoelaces that were tied.
And I was the
together,
super
right?
fat
Yeah,
kid. There was also that. But now imagine, what are the odds that in your adult life at 45, all of a sudden you're friends with this dude?
Right.
And so it was
Put it
kind of
out
hard.
there.
And then even hushing them would be like, dog, he loves you. And it was because I threw away the notes at the interview because I can't get into why this will actually get me in trouble. But he had said something that led me to believe that someone else led me to ask all these other newer questions. And I was like, wait, he loves talking about old school. So I threw it all out. And from that day forward, we've been thick as thieves.
You're real.
Because of you,
Talk people's
2 of my
language.
questions I'm going to ask you are things you told me of him. in our talks over the last.
Are we going to do that now or
yeah,
after
we're doing
the song?
No, we're doing it right now.
All right.
We're doing the song now.
Okay.
I don't want to talk to you anymore.
So, like I said,
the
the name of the song is For Your Love. DJ Invisible is doing the cuts. And the most ironic part, if you ever get a chance, go to YouTube and look up Dirty Words DMC. If you just do those 3 words, the interview will come up. After you listen to this song, it took me a minute to realize that most of the references in his verse in this song were talking about our interview.
Oh, that's
So he took
sweet.
it all the way back to when he met me. It's
That
insane.
is
So
so
I hope you
sweet.
guys enjoy it.
All right, so we're doing back to back. We're going to do.
We're gonna do back to back?
For Your Love, and
Okay.
then we're going to do one in the chamber with DJ Invisible actually spitting some rhymes.
No.
No,
No.
Just you?
You'll see. I had to take it back when, Run DMC, half of their songs were about their DJ. That's how originally the MC was the backup for your DJ.
Yeah.
You stood behind the DJ.
That's why it was DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Yes,
That's
and
why
I
it
wanted to
was
take it back to that.
Eric B and Rakim, because the DJ was the front man.
So I told Invisible,
DJ,
I
I'm
said,
the
I'm
rapper."
giving you a 16 on this song, and this one is the one we're shooting a video for. There's a snippet online. And
October 24th.
October
at 3 Blind
24th
Mice.
at 3 Blind Mice.
All right, here we go. This is For Your Love with DMC from Run DMC, DJ Invisible on the Wheels of Steel, and Rick Pruneda.
Or Dirty West.
Detroit, Rock City, Hollis, Queens, New York, Tokyo, Paris, London, South America. It's a tricky situation, but I will continue to walk this way. Been rocking nations for generations, and I still have a lot to say. The blues is the roots, and everything else is the fruits. It's the greatest voices in history. They will always try to mute. For the love of hip-hop, I will murder this shit. Native keys on the beat, step aside while I hurt your click. You're like a surfer chick, I'm Mitch Buchanan. We grinding on the regular, you bitches out here tanning like a Jersey Shore reject. You're just another situation. Just getting started, you ain't ready for the incubation. It's a continuation, been there and done that. I've been high with Bud Bundy, but that's just another fun fact. You get the dust cap, sit there and think about how you tried to call me out and how we had a falling out and how I'm still relevant in the sea of mediocrity. You're spitting Dr. Seuss rhymes, I'm outshining Socrates, out-rhyming lots of these YouTube sensations. You're just the Backstreet Boys and we're the Temptations. Ha. Yeah, this speech is my recital. It's tricky to rock a rhyme and these beats are homicidal. For the love of hip-hop, I will murder this rhyme. PhD with the flow, yo, it's surgery time. So grab the gurney in a hurry, it's time you get worried. Call me dirty, no mercy, you're about to get buried. Firmly, I hold this mic like a pistol. No time to bite, my shit's all original. I'm clinical, the way I hit you is subliminals. Call me a janitor, I'll be mopping up these syllables. I'm minimal, I prefer simple over complicated. It's approximated that hip-hop is overpopulated. The culture has been confiscated by mumble rappers claiming they can all rhyme the greatest. I'm fucking dead, y'all. It's time for bed, y'all. I got that grown folks spit, yeah, and I'm the dopest old head, y'all. I'm breaking bread with the king on the regular. DMC and Dirty White, the hip-hop predators.
What's your style? My style? You can call it the art of fighting without fighting.
To the dragon, man, y'all don't forget that Bruce Lee said, boards do not hit back. I'm yelling, I'm infected, get back, I got a sick track. It's like a positivity, I gotta fix that. Foes couldn't see DMC with a GoPro. Y'all know what it means when you see my logo. Known for Adidas shell toes and a dope flow. You think you know DMC? Man, you really don't know. DMC have any weakness or fears? No, I'm still a geek and a nerd and a weirdo. Used to drink a lot, do I still drink beer? No, get my comic book, I'm a fucking superhero. I'm the quiet man and I like to keep silent. All this negativity is keeping me violent. Rock and roll and hip hop are the things that I'm loving. When I made rock pop, they all said I was bugging. I'll step on any stage just to show you what I can do. Rock and roll, there's so Cause I be spitting with precision, no restriction. Science fiction couldn't write this kind of diction. My affliction is my amount of ammunition. One in the chamber, rain down my competition as I'm ripping this. I'm killing rappers with no witnesses. I'm infamous up in the art of being villainous. Ridiculous flow with a meticulous attitude. Frivolous foes, they don't be showing no gratitude. I ain't mad at you, no, but I will battle you. So check your scandalous ass before I smack you with this battle axe. I rattle cats so bad they need an avalanche. It's happenstance. I beat you, then I hit you with the happy dance. My flatulence is sounding better than your mumble rap. You fumbled that. I'm flying by you like a running back. So run it back. Basically, I'm doper than you, and I'm coming for you. I know you hope it ain't true, so. Ain't fooling around, 'cause I've done had my fun. Ain't gonna see no more damage done. You is the true spitter, two-hitter, never passing. I'm bringing pain to your house, and it's everlasting. I'm forever standing. It'll take an army to bring me down, man. You cannot harm me. I'm a daredevil. You're just Electra, Carmen. You don't wanna see me when my dogs all barking. I'm starving. I think I'll eat a couple MCs. You should run away, but your tank's on empty. I'm Eddie in the cruisers. You are just a loser. You ain't got no future. You are just delusional. And it's irrefutable. The way the music makes you feel, yo, it's so fucking beautiful. It's not unusual. The feeling is so mutual. I'm the crown jewel. I'm back for my renewal. I'm removing all you whack motherfuckers in a hurry. In the name of hip-hop, I'm the judge and fucking jury. Ain't fooling around, 'cause I've done had my fun. Ain't gonna see no more damage done. Back my kick off your shoes, jump on the jock. Listen to Invisible as he starts to rock. He's got the crowd on lock, mixing and scratching, hands in the air, and he's got them all clapped, and the hat's all crashing. Time for some action. Watch the way that he's rocking the vinyl with such passion. And no, he's never predictable, unequivocal style. Hey, yo, fuck him up, Invisible.
DJ Invisible.
You're listening.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Slovakian trap.
That's correct.
It is one of those. It's an anal butt plug that's shaped in a cone. That is super
Oh my god. You can turn our headphones main back down because why was that so loud? Oh, but it was the song was quiet. Quiet.
Here's
song.
my butt plug.
Oh my god.
Oh, you got one?
She got a butt plug.
Is that your Czechoslovakian traffic shot glass?
All right, baby, we're back. Big and Bigger episode number 220 here on Cave Radio Broadcasting. We got Chrissy Morgan, Susie Woodman, and Rick Pruneda in here hanging out with us. And Augie.
My shot doer.
We got Augie, too.
right?
We got Augie, too. I forgot because he hasn't been here in so long.
Alter ego.
1 month. I missed 1 month.
Hey, what up, Gonzo?
1 month too many, Augie. Knock it off.
I know. I'm
Just sit there in the queue
That's what I do with.
He does that awesomely. All right.
and just help me right now.
That's right. That's right. Congratulations.
So I just was told by Dan Mayer that there might be a shirt in the Nook for Chrissy Morgan.
Ooh, a tank top,
So you can take your books.
a low cut tank top.
Okay, so Jump Shit with Dawn. We do this every week. Dawn has to ask questions or answer questions that. Well, we used to be fifth grader, but Mason's a seventh grader now, so it's answers or questions that seventh grade could answer.
But I feel like
Hi, Mason.
I feel like we really dropped it down to like fourth grade.
Well, it's
Lately.
and so Mason
You
and
know
Morgan
what?
missed a couple. Actually, Morgan missed a couple of these today because they were older questions.
Yay.
Trying to get to her age
Level.
group, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thanks for getting to my level.
Oh, you're hot.
All right,
When
here we
she,
go.
Like super hot in the can. Dawn, say something, please.
Hey, what's up?
Oh,
How
yeah,
are
look at her
you
go. Also,
doing?
look at her go.
Yeah.
Hey,
She's
now
way
here
up
I
there.
am.
Okay.
I like it.
All
I'm
right.
not that hot.
I was like, wow, is she loud.
Tone me down.
Okay.
Tone you down. We're toning Dawn down. Let me make sure I
Tone
get you
me
toned
down.
All right.
down here.
All right, here we go. All right, so we ask her 20 questions, and we have 2 bonus questions.
Boner.
So if she has,
I like those
if
ones.
she gets the 2 bonus questions right, then we're 2 points. So it makes
Double
the
boner.
score way
So I
better.
could like get up real big,
Double
real
boner.
fast. It's all about the last stretch.
All right, here we go.
This is gonna be a good one, I think.
Yeah.
This
All right,
is primed
Dawn.
up.
Dawn,
I'm going to just put this right here.
what
too.
is a
There you go.
mastodon?
A mastodon is a big thing.
How big is it?
Mastodon.
Mastodon.
It reminds me of something that's like huge. A dinosaur.
No, not really.
All right. Oh wait. Wait.
What?
An alpha way?
Shark.
That's a megalodon.
Yeah, you're thinking
Okay.
you saw that movie.
Megalodon. Mastodon is very close. You're
Mastodon.
right there.
Hold on. It's a big thing.
Yes, we've established
You're
that.
like
Okay.
between dinosaur and shark. You're like there.
yeah.
Between them.
Crocodile.
No.
Okay.
She snorted, by the way.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I did. Mastodon. It's a big, large shark dinosaur.
Look at what I'm doing right now.
Oval. Oh, elephant.
Yes.
Heavy metal band.
I was gonna say it.
I would have accepted. Look, I put down
It's
heavy metal
got-
band
Yeah.
or
Okay,
It's
good.
kind of like
Hey,
the.
I seen Mastodon. I bought earplugs in the bathroom.
That machine is the shit. They're
Wait
like,
a
you need a
minute.
condom, you need some mints, you
know.
want some fucking
Earplugs.
earplugs.
concert. I
Wait.
went to that concert.
What? When were you at a Mastodon concert? How does this work
Melissa.
out?
They were opening
I don't
for
even
Nickelback.
know. I got them for free. I got 'em for-
obviously.
Well, yeah, my friends were going and they're like, "We got free ticket, come," and I was like, "No."
Oh, my God.
And they're like, "Come on," and I was like, "No." They're like, "Please," and I was like, "All right."
so that was
I
the worst
went.
story ever.
They were like, no.
This is how hard it is to talk Dawn into shit.
Well, yeah, thank you, Augie. What city
Then
is known
I
as
go,
Dawn?
bah, fo-
Over here,
bo-
over here,
bo-
Don.
what?
Over here.
Focus.
What city is known as the Big Apple?
The Big Apple, Newark.
What?
New what?
Newark, New
Like
Jersey.
Newark, New Jersey?
New York.
New York.
The carjack capital of the world?
What's yours is mine.
What is the name of the main pirate in the Pirates of the Caribbean movie?
Arr, you
Jack
son of a
Forrest Frost. No, wait, no. Hold on.
bitch. You were holding, trust
You're
me.
only getting half whatever you say.
We're
next.
definitely
was
The
Jack.
holding.
greatest
I know
radio
it's
It's not
segment.
Jack Forrest because that's Forrest
It
Gump.
was
and it's
Jack Frost. No.
Jack Frost.
Nipping at our noses?
No. No.
Come on.
Augie.
I'm a little trigger happy.
Tell me
'cause this
which.
one's about, you're making me
I just wanna
mad.
know which. I just want to know which pirate movie had
Jack
the snow
Johnson.
in it for it to be Jack,
Jack
Frost.
what?
You guys are confusing
Yes,
me
let her
right now.
let her think.
Mehoff.
Let her
Jack
think.
Mehoff.
Jack White.
I don't even.
Shush. Jack what?
It's Jack something. Jack.
It's a bird. It's a bird.
Inference?
Falcon.
Chrissy's like.
I literally was thinking there was a fucking snake in here.
I did
for a
too.
minute.
Zero.
Thank you.
Oh God.
You're not even getting half for that. That was horrible.
No, it's
You know
no
what,
no
though?
credit.
No, I did have
Well,
half.
what Chrissy doesn't
I already
realize,
said
that's
Jack.
already the end of
Jack is
Australian.
Jack
Yes.
is half.
Which says it.
Hey, Jack is half. I should get half.
Jack half. I'll give you a quarter. For that
Half.
Yeah, you get a quarter
one.
for
You get a
that.
quarter for that one. That was
There's
horrible.
only
Jack
two
Frost.
names. It's either Jack something.
You
and
said
I-
Jack Frost. He's the pirate of the Arctic.
You know, it's a Caribbean.
He just nipped at
What?
people's
I thought he
noses.
just nipped at your
nose.
something
At your
windowsills.
The
You know
Caribbean.
what?
All right.
I wish it was my
Dawn,
man in my
Dawn,
boat.
what is a haiku?
God bless you.
Haiku?
What is a haiku?
Haiku.
What is a haiku? Dawn.
She rolled her C.
Tafu?
Exactly like a tafu.
Like taffy?
Tafu?
Hi.
What is a haiku?
Hold on. What is a tafu?
What is a haiku?
Is something that happens when it is funny and it's not supposed to.
No.
Spodu.
This is
I
gonna
take
be a
it
bad
that
one.
you
You're
like.
losing all kinds
I
of
take it that
letters
you
in
like
this.
steady.
Haiku.
I love
Hold on,
sketty.
hold on.
But
Let her-
you know
let her
what I'm
finish, let her finish.
saying, though.
No,
I know
don't.
what you're trying to
I
say
know you
because
do.
we were all there for the tafu.
Yeah, we were there for the
we
taffy.
were
That
all
was Dan
there
Mare's
for the
taffy. Dan Mare was a horrible taffy.
Yeah.
Dude.
Because Dawn was like,
Okay, wait.
he was having
I
a
don't even
tafu.
remember the question.
What is a haiku?
What is that?
Oh,
That was
August.
Facebook Live. Trying to
August.
trying to get the sound
What's
effects.
a
It's
haiku?
August 3rd,
What is
first
a
time on the
haiku?
show.
Hey,
Third
that
first
was
time.
a haiku. I don't even.
This is
know.
a repeat.
It's a Japanese
This is a
poem.
repeat
It is.
question.
I know.
It's
Yes.
a Japanese poem.
Yeah. 575.
Yep.
5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. It's 3
You know
lines.
what?
Yeah.
Deja vu?
No, that's a
No,
strip
that's a
club.
strip club.
Hey, the menage
You
a
got-
trois?
hold on. You got two buzzes on one question.
All
I
right.
always get
Here we go.
buzzes on all my questions.
This is going to be a hard one for you.
She has a buzz
But
right
maybe
now.
not.
That's why
I
the
don't
questions
know.
are so hard.
What rap group
Uh-oh.
are RZA,
Rum DMC.
Jizza,
No.
Method Man, and ODB part of?
Oh.
That would
She
be
should know
No
this.
Limit.
RZA,
Wait,
Too many
Jizza.
hints. Too many hints.
Wu-Tang?
Oh, there
I'm
you
going to
go.
give you half because these motherfuckers are.
Awesome.
Ridiculous.
Dude, they're my homies.
What?
We were just trying to double high five each other. Is all we were doing. Yes.
I'm going to cut clips out of Big Mouth and bring
Yeah.
them in for the show.
What is Zumba?
It's a direct rowers. It's an exercise situation.
What the fuck did you just say?
Directorosaurus.
I'm going to have to rewind that shit.
It's a
I'm
direct.
honestly
is.
upset about that.
Exercising.
It is. It's a dance
Got it
fitness
right.
exercise.
And it's
gets it
also
right.
a
She got the ding.
Directorosaurus.
What the fuck is that?
It's a dinosaur.
I don't know.
What is
From the Megalodon
or
area.
What is or where is Budapest?
There's
Hey,
an
I
H in
love
there.
that place.
Budapest.
I
What
want to eat
is
food there.
or where is
Budapest. Hold
Budapest?
on. Stop talking to me.
What is or where is Budapest?
Indonesia.
It's in.
Taiwan.
It's in.
Surprisingly, that's actually not
It's that,
in
side
South
of the, it's
Dakota.
that side of the world, but very wrong.
Hungary.
Boom.
Yeah, see,
She did not get that right.
we gotta back off the hints.
No, that's
Let her-
fine
let her
because
talk
she
some
said
more.
some funny shit first. All right, here we go.
Indonesia was not a bad guess, actually.
All right, no.
Indonesia.
In the game,
No, that's a horrible
into
guess.
what?
Indonesia.
Yes.
Isn't that what you said?
She's an R&B singer, isn't she?
What?
Are we
A
going?
niche
Are we
reggae?
going to India? No Asia.
Yeah. In the game, Dawn. In the game Sonic.
Yes, it's a big hedgehog.
In the game Sonic, what kind of animal is Sonic?
It's a blue one.
That's a good.
It's
That's a
blue
good one.
That's a good one. Only when it's her.
That's a
Anybody else will be
softball,
like, oh, well, duh.
Right, dude, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
My eyes are watering.
Wait, she got that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, it's definitely a hedgehog.
Who was Bo Jackson?
He was a Bo Jackson.
Who
Technically,
was
he's
Bo
still
Jackson?
Bo Jackson.
Yeah, what did Bo Jackson do that made him famous?
Bo knows this.
Bo
Stuck a
Jackson.
feather in his hat and called it macaroni. Oh, sorry.
He
was
a
even in-
baseball player.
You got it half right so far.
He was a ball player.
You have half right with the baseball player.
He was in a rap song.
He was in a lot of commercials.
He's a
Yo,
baseball
Bo
player
knows this.
and
Bo
a.
knows this.
Actor.
Bo don't know Jack.
Chris.
Bo can't rap.
Well, he's in commercials.
You know what?
Jackson.
I'm gonna give you half a point.
Yeah,
Thank
Because
you.
you got
half the
baseball.
answer right.
But he was a famous baseball/football player who was
And the
also I
god.
guess
I'm
He was
a ball
the
player.
god
I
of
like balls.
Tecmo Bowl, by the
Yes,
way.
he was great.
He was
Wait,
the
what?
absolute god of Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah.
Tecmo ball.
Yeah. It's a Nintendo football game where Bo Jackson ruled
It's the video game
universe.
from Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does that help?
I
Or
like
it's
balls.
just
so
a video
whatever.
game.
It's also the video. No, I'm sorry. They were playing the Blades of Steel in Swingers.
All right.
Look for pass.
No, it was
They
NHL
Look for pass.
94,
You're
93
It
or
was
94.
with Jeremy
yeah.
Roenick.
I'm watering
Yeah,
my
it's
eyes.
The
Chicago.
only point was to start a fight.
Because they had that. There's one move that you cannot beat.
It was
It's
Jeremy
about
Roenick, dude. Jeremy Roenick was the best
Yeah.
player on that.
Like the 3-pointer in the corner and
And
double
then-
dribble.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Hey, I double
And then they
dribble.
made Gretzky bleed.
All right.
Like you're a little bit.
Who voiced Don? Who voiced the characters Shrek and Donkey?
Michael Myers.
Oh wow.
Who's Shrek? Who is Donkey?
Murphy.
You were just
Murphy.
Oh, I got it right. I hit the wrong button. You got it right.
I'm gonna give her it right. But who the fuck's Murphy?
Eddie.
Eddie. All right.
Earn
All right.
Murphy.
If you are in your first season of playing a sport, what are you called?
Freshman. Rookie.
Rookie. Wow.
Yeah, rookie. I'll give it to you.
Not bad.
What did the ugly duckling grow up to be?
A beautiful
Dick.
swan.
Oh.
I didn't even know that.
Hey, bitch, I'm a girl.
I think you meant to say lady.
Oh, so hold on a second.
I'm a lady.
Hold on.
You know what,
Did
Eric?
y'all see that?
on the
Rookie
keyboard?
mistake.
Eric's the girl.
Hold on. And the only reason I wanted to do
Eric's the
that
girl.
was because I need to find out what time that
Spill
fucking
the
was
drink.
Y'all had
on
some
the
paper
keyboard.
towels in here.
There's not either,
No,
and that's the problem.
There's
Hey.
towels though.
You
Hold
got a
on.
straw?
No, there isn't.
Eric's the first guy to complain when somebody else spills
You
some
know what?
shit.
Let Eric handle this.
I'm gonna drink that
Dude,
this is live.
is White Claw sticky?
He got it all over his gray.
Oh.
He got it all over his gray sweats and Uggs.
I don't got Uggs.
Those are low top Uggs.
They are.
That's just what we say when
So
we see
I
him
wanted
wearing
to
them.
fucking thank you.
Those are Ugg Jordans.
Thank you.
Air Uggs.
Thank you.
Can you bring me a White Claw, Augie?
Thank you, Augie.
That's what he said when
I
he got
sound so gay right now.
when he got to the
Last
register
White
and tried to
Claw?
buy some other shoes, didn't have enough money, and had to deal with those. He was like,
Oh,
oh.
these motherfuckers. These things are comfy. All right, so I just wanted to do that because, and I didn't mean to spill my whole drink over me,
Obviously.
but I needed to figure out because that's a great drop for the girls show.
Which one?
Whatever the fuck she just said. Something
What did
about
she
I'm
I don't even know what I said.
Earn Murphy?
Murphy.
Earn
and it was-
Murphy? Earn Murphy? Oh, look at this.
Touch it. Thank you.
Oh, you guys are sharing a White Claw?
Are there more of those?
On it.
Yeah,
Before I
there's one
drink
more.
the rest of
No,
this whiskey?
there
No, there's
isn't.
one more.
No, there isn't.
You know how I know you're gay?
Oh.
That was the last White Claw there, sweetheart.
All right.
Colleen is calling
There's
me
plenty
right
of beer in there.
I was
203.
drinking his. What's going on here? Anyways,
We don't know. All right, here we go.
do I get bonuses?
All right. Where am I at? All right.
You're not
what,
at the bonus
What are
yet.
the initials DC in the name
District of
Washington,
Columbia.
D.C.?
District of Columbia.
District of Columbia.
District of Columbia.
I thought that's where he was going, too.
Yep. What are the swords that
I'd have been
Jedi
screwed.
Knights use in the movie Star Wars?
Hold on one second.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Schwartz is
They're
as
called
big as mine.
lifesavers.
What?
Lifesavers.
Nope.
Lifesavers.
What?
Hold on.
Light.
Lifesavers.
Nope.
Lifesavers.
What?
Why do you make her smoke before she does this? It's so unfair.
I don't smoke. I drink.
What was it?
All right.
Lightsabers.
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
There
No,
it
what?
is.
Nope.
Lightsabers.
No.
Bird.
what's that?
Lightsaber.
There you
There
go.
you go. What game
Didn't I-
system introduced Space Invaders, Pac-Man, and Pitfall?
Atari.
Wait.
Or Atari.
English, please.
Atari.
All right.
Please answer all questions in English.
I'm starting to feel like she's the mumble rap version of a radio.
All right. What?
I gotta say it real fast so I can say it right.
She's like, I got brothers in Atlanta.
But she's not depressed and on Xanax, so it's
Sipping
not
the-
All right.
No, I'm not. I can't even do that shit.
All right, Dawn.
I wish.
Dawn, what does H2O stand for?
Water.
And it's not
Water.
water. What does
Is that like a
what does
squirting reference?
H2O
Yes,
stand
it
for?
is.
And it's not water. What does the H2O
Twatter.
actually stand for?
And two oxygens.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it. Gotta give it to
I'll
her.
give it to her, man.
I wish I could be on your level of drunk right now.
I know, right?
That's why I'm like, fuck the White Claw. I'm just going to go ahead and drink the rest of
All
it.
right.
I need to be where she is right now.
What city are the Rockets, Texans, and Astros from?
Oh. A lot of repeat questions.
Houston.
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 Houston, Texas.
Houston? Measton?
If you're from Long Island,
Did
say
Jar Jar
Houston.
Binks just come here? Houston?
In the Bible, what are the first two inhabitants of Earth?
Oh my God, I don't even know. Oh yes, I do. That's Adam and Eve.
What about Steve the Pirate?
They made pollution. Wait.
What?
And in 2019, they're
Hold
called
on.
Madam
They
and
made
Steve.
I need everybody to just-
politicians. They take pollution.
I need everybody to just calm down for a second. Let Dawn finish this statement.
I don't know what she's talking about, but I want to hear it.
Yep.
They made people. They made population.
Who did?
Adam and Eve.
Madam and Eve.
Population.
They made population.
Okay.
That's why we're
made
all.
lots of
So
people.
what you're trying to say is,
We're
technically,
Paladins,
if
pollutants.
that is the actual view,
Real.
then we are all inbred.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, let me say
All right,
this.
we got 3 more left.
Which is why I have a third nipple.
What fans are known as cheeseheads?
Reefer boys.
What the
Febreze
fuck?
what?
Febreze what?
Hold on. This is Cheeseheads. This is the Green Bay. Green Bay Packers.
There you go.
I feel like you really need to get your the filter changed.
What, you don't like Brooker Bay? The Brooker Bay?
It's like when you go to get your oil changed and they're like, do you want to get it changed this time? You're like, nah, I'm good.
All right.
I'm good.
It's like someone smacking the computer while it's acting up.
Obviously, you're wondering why it's shaking every time you hit the gas now. Fire the pepper perms.
All right, last one. Are you ready, Dawn?
Last.
Last one, and then we got 2 bonus. Last one. That was great. I think I'm going to add that to the intro.
Give it up for Rick Pruneda for that.
All right, here we go. All right, Dawn, last question. Last question before the bonuses.
That's not in the mic. Hold
Hold on.
Mic it up.
1.
Wait, hold on a second. Augie's got a bottle of hooch
Don't
down
you
there.
ever.
Goop.
It's just citrus vodka.
Oh.
You didn't drink after watching.
15 and a quarter.
This is
All right, so
painful.
Dawn, you're at 15 and a quarter.
Get it?
She's like,
Dawn,
there's a drop left.
Dawn,
and
you're
I'm
at
gonna
I
lick
like
it out
that
of the
brown
bottle.
sugar Mervin.
you're at 15 and a quarter. If you get
Oh,
this
God.
one right, you get 16 and a quarter.
Oh, God.
You could actually get 20. You could get all 20 right tonight.
Oh, Jesus.
Right now.
Right
No.
now.
Uh-oh.
You all right?
She might have just threw up in her mouth
She
a little
almost
bit.
just threw up.
Was that a merp? Was that a merp?
She's a maple bacon.
All right, Dawn.
Had the drum roll.
All right, Dawn.
I
Here we
don't
go.
feel bad saying that I can't even. It's because I'm within 2 feet of a fucking White Claw. But I can't even at all.
The,
All right,
rest,
Dawn.
the rest of us got to stop drinking during
All
this
right, Dawn,
segment.
here we go.
Just not Dawn.
Here we go. What?
I'm not drinking
If you get this one
anymore.
right, you got 16 and a quarter right. And then we got 2 bonus questions that you can get.
Quarter?
16 and a quarter. What board game can you buy properties, drive a thimble, and
Thimble.
go to jail?
Monopoly.
What?
Monopoly.
Monopoly.
You got 16 and a quarter. You got 2 more to go. If you get these 2,
This
you'll
could be
get.
your all-time high.
We might have to quit this game after this.
Or I might just have to start making up the questions.
All right, here we go. I don't think you're going to get. I think you're going to get one of these right.
You know what, Eric?
that
Shut
you're
up.
high.
All right, here we go.
Just ask the question.
Which president was shot by John Hinckley Jr. in the 1980s?
That would be Kennedy. Theodore. Hey, Nixon?
Ray Finkel.
Reagan.
80s.
Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
There you go.
You got that one wrong. All right.
Easy.
Well, after the
Well,
fifth,
your
fifth
fourth
fucking
answer
question.
was
You know
right,
what?
but
They don't always think alike.
All right, here we go. Which famous serial killer killed 6 women in the 1800s and was never caught?
Ooh.
That was
Sparrow. Took me a minute.
Jack Mehoff.
Jack Sparrow.
Wasn't a pirate.
I'm gonna
That
be
The killer.
I'm just gonna say that after what he just said, if you don't get it, I'm gonna be real life upset with you.
Right.
He
I've been
just
real life
literally
upset for this whole
he
damn
just-
segment.
He just pitched it. He just
Augie's
pitched
like
it
the
right
trivia
to you.
guru, and he's over
I don't
there
even
just
know that he
fucking
did it on
chopping
I
at the
don't
bit.
even hear it. So it's
I don't even know that he did it on
Okay,
purpose,
so
but he
recap.
gave it to you.
Recap
I'm not gonna. Nope. Easy.
She almost just
Don
jumped
got a little
off.
handsy there. Don got handsy. Got a little handsy with
just
with
wanted-
Dirty White.
He is dirty white, so
All right.
just
So
give me a
which
little-
famous serial killer killed 6 women in England in the 1800s and was never caught?
I'm curious to know if she'll catch it. Do it again. What did you say before when he said it?
I said
Jack Mehoff.
Jack Mehoff.
Jack Mehoff.
No.
Go with that.
Jack the Ripper.
Oh, she got it.
Okay.
Was it England
I'll
that
give you a
really
golf
clued
clap.
you in?
She gets a third of a point. She gets point 33333333333.
Did you do that on purpose? Because I don't feel like you did.
I
I
didn't-
feel like
I didn't
after you're
realize.
like, shit, I just said his first name.
Dawn,
Dude,
you
were
beat
right on it.
Morgan.
'Cause I
You
was like,
beat Morgan.
I'm
today.
sick. I'm sick. I know.
I
You
beat
beat Morgan.
Morgan?
You beat Morgan. She got 5 wrong,
But not Mason?
but not Mason.
You
One
said
time
I
I-
beat Morgan and not Mason.
All right, so what'd you get
Other way. She got
Other
15 and a
way.
quarter.
with the bonus? Counting the bonus?
She didn't get any of the bonus.
So then I got like 69%.
She didn't get any of the bonus. All right, so we'll give her a quarter point. She got 15 and a
15 and a
half.
half. All right, so
So I
it's
got
like
69
75
oh.
plus half point. Half point. You got like
This is the highest score she's ever gotten.
77.
This is my highest score.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you bowing? Are you about to bow? Is that what you're doing?
You know what?
You're doing a pirouette? What's going on here? The plie? What's going on?
All right. We're going to take a real quick break. We're going to play For Your Love one more time. For Your Love. This song is fucking awesome, man.
Thank you, brother.
Dirty White. And,
Real quick before we play it, can I
yeah,
say what I
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to say? We've teased through a lot of posts that this person was going to call in tonight. I did want to address that. DMC was at the LA Comic Con all weekend this weekend, and they changed his flight on him last minute. So he was in air during this whole interview, but he did want me to shout out the radio show Big and Bigger. He said thank you for playing independent music, and he said sorry that he couldn't call in tonight.
Hey, no problem. We understand.
But he will be calling in for reasons that are undetermined yet, closer to Bring the Noise 2020.
And tell him when he comes into Detroit, you know, if he wants to.
Well, can
stop-
Angry DMC
stop in
call
for a
from the
hot
parking lot?
second? And- no, we don't do it. We don't do it. Evil DMC.
No
We don't
evil
do that.
DMC?
Just
No
evil
evil
Augie.
I can listen, man. If I got him in my studio, you know what I
Right.
mean. If he's still here, because it's on a Saturday, so it's not
Quick
might
pick.
be.
Quick pick for the CRB.
We'll come in early.
Yes.
It just honestly, I don't. It's,
Look at Dawn. She's like,
it just
Dawn's
all
like,
comes
I
down
will
to-
blow you.
we can make this happen, can't
I wrote
we?
this chair.
Is that why I got goose pimples?
Real quick, Dawn, say goodbye to your fans so I can end this video. Yeah, we're still going.
I'm
Say
all
goodbye
distracted
to
by the nipple rub just now. That was great. It's been a long time. I'm like, go ahead.
All right. We will be back. We will be back in just a few minutes. We're taking one quick break.
Love you, Tone.
We're going to come back. We got some more questions to ask Rick and Chrissy and Susie, and then we got a few minutes to do story time with Uncle Augie.
Yes, we do.
Real quick.
I just watched the replay, by the way, on my live party of the nipple rub, and it was even better to watch. I'm one of those guys. Yeah, I know. Just the deep, deep.
All right.
Put it with it like.
We'll be. Here's For Your Love featuring. Dawn, shut up.
I love that she just like gives up and she's like.
It's all right. Her mic's fucking muted.
I mean, you
You can hear my voice clap once. You can hear my voice clap twice. If you hear my voice clap 3 times.
right.
Damn kindergarten class in here.
If you're happy and you know it, answer wrong. She's like them dude like from the Muppets or Sesame Street. Like, yip, 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 yip. Uh-huh.
Oh, that was my favorite character.
Oh, yeah.
Yip, yips. Yip, yips. All right. For Your Love featuring
the rails. Off the rails.
DMC, White Boy Rick. Here you go.
By the way, this is the song that Phoenix
Dirty
is going to
White.
rap on.
Dirty
He's
White.
going to be on the remix.
All right. Let me rewind that motherfucker. All right. Here we go.
Sorry.
For Your Love featuring DMC, DJ Invisible.
Wait, you're rewinding you or you're
and our
rewinding
boy,
the song?
Dirty White.
Detroit, Rock City, Hollis, Queens, New York, Tokyo, Paris, London, South America. It's a tricky situation, but I will continue to walk this way. Been rocking nations for generations, and I still have a lot to say. The blues is the roots, and everything else is the fruits. It's the greatest voices in history. They will always try to mute. For the love of hip-hop, I will murder this shit. Native keys on the beat, step aside while I hurt your click. You like a surfer chick, I'm Mitch Buchanan. We grinding on the regular, you bitches out here tanning like a Jersey Shore reject. You're just another situation. Just getting started, you ain't ready for the incubation. It's a continuation, been there and done that. I've been high with Bud Bundy, but that's just another fun fact. Get the dunce cat, sit there and think about how you tried to call me out and how we had a falling out and how I'm still relevant in a sea of mediocrity. You're spitting Dr. Seuss rhymes, I'm outshining Socrates, out rhyming lots of these YouTube sensations. You're just the Backstreet Boys and we're the Temptations. Ha. Yeah, this speech is my recital. It's tricky to rock a rhyme and these beats are homicidal. I will murder this rhyme. PhD with the flow, and yo, it's surgery time. So grab the gurney in a hurry. It's time you get worried. Call me dirty, no mercy. You're about to get buried. Firmly, I hold this mic like a pistol. No time to bite. My shit's all original. I'm clinical. The way I hit you with subliminals. Call me a janitor. I'll be mopping up these syllables. I'm minimal. I prefer simple over complicated. It's approximated that hip hop is overpopulated. The culture has been confiscated. Claiming they can all rhyme the greatest. I'm fucking dead, y'all. It's time for bed, y'all. I got that grown folks spit, yeah. And I'm the dopest old head, y'all. I'm breaking bread with the king on the regular. DMC and Dirty White, the hip-hop predators.
What's your style? My style? You can call it the art of fighting without fighting.
Into the dragon, man, y'all don't forget that Bruce Lee said, boards do not hit back. I'm yelling, I'm infected, get back, I got a sick track. It's like a positivity, I gotta fix that. Toes couldn't see DMC with a GoPro. Y'all know what it means when you see my logo. Known for Adidas shell toes and a dope flow. You think you know DMC? Man, you really don't know. DMC have any weakness or fears? No, I'm still a geek and a nerd and a weirdo. Used to drink a lot, do I still drink beer? No, get my comic book, I'm a fucking superhero. I'm the quiet man and I like to keep silent. All this negativity is keeping me violent. Rock and roll and hip hop are the things that I'm loving. When I made rock bust, they all said I was bugging. I'll step on any stage just to show you what I can do. Rock and roll, there's so much celebrating. Every rule I'm busting through. The hero
Welcome back, everybody, to Big and Bigger here on Cave Radio Broadcasting, www.crbradio.com. We are live on everything. If you go to Facebook, we're live on Cave Radio. If you go to YouTube, we're live on Cave Radio Broadcasting. If you go to Twitter, we're live on @RealCaveRadio. We're live on the fucking apps on the iPhone or the Android. We're also live on www.crbradio.com.
See me live.
Come up on that.
See me live.
There we go. We got Chrissy Morgan.
We're all live.
And Susie Woodman in here hanging out with us. We got Rick Pruneda. We've been listening to his music and stories all night long. Real quick. So you guys, sometime in November, you guys are going to release the album.
The goal is November 17th.
Come up on that mic.
We're coming back. We're in the studio this Tuesday to add that extra song and to fix
Talk on the mic, Chrissy. Use your singer's mic etiquette.
It's the chair. It's not your fault, Don. It's
The chair is so comfortable. You just want to lay back.
I was sitting
Fuck,
there.
Chrissy, you've been in here 100 fucking times.
No, well, the goal is November 17th. That's a Sunday afternoon at Cork Wine Pub. We're going to have a brunch.
It'll be
for
an
the
all-ages
CD release,
show.
All-ages show to have the release party.
Okay.
And we're going in the studio tomorrow for like that last-minute entry to redo the piano and to add Susie's new song. And yeah, I think it'll
Actually,
all go
tomorrow
wonderful.
we're at Bonefish.
We're at Bonefish in Troy. We've got gigs lined up
not fish bone,
throughout
bonefish.
the rest of the year, and some in March. So we're booking holiday parties and all that other stuff in between. Like I said, the jazz stuff makes us money. The original stuff we book whenever we can.
Can I interject for just a second?
Yes, please.
I want to say that to get away from it a little bit, you look great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Your recovery went well.
Yes,
right?
yes, I'm alive.
I got it.
I am alive.
Cancer survivor.
It's very
Yes.
true. Yeah, I'm no shame in this game.
So
I'm in most recent.
Thank you,
Last Sunday, not last Sunday, the Sunday before. I think these days go quick. October 6th was the 2-year anniversary of my last. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. You like me? No. We did a gig at Kaju Cafe. We raised over $200 in one night. Just myself, a great comedian Heather Kiles, and a Latin jazz duo Urenia. We raised $200 for Gilda's Club in Detroit. So
Nice.
we're giving back. Part of me being alive is realizing that another thing that music can do can help. I mean, there's music at a wedding. There's music at a graduation party. There's music wherever. And so we're going to be raising funds at Kaju Cafe about once a month. We don't have one in November because of the release party, but in December we have a gig, and then in January we have a gig. Each month that we play on a Sunday evening at the Kaju Cafe will feature a local comedian, and the money raised that night will
proceeds.
go to a different nonprofit that I believe in. During the summer, we raised money for Alternatives for Girls, which is helping girls who are homeless or who need a place to go without having to do other things, so they have a safe place to stay. And then most recently, we did Gilda's Club. Coming up, we're going to do Gleaners, and then probably a benefit for veterans, probably Volunteers of America, Michigan.
I didn't want to put that out there, but I just wanted to say that you
it's
look,
great that you did.
You
'Cause
look
I was gonna.
phenomenal,
Thank you.
and
Thank you.
honestly, like you look healthy, and I would never
I'm
know
eating apples.
that you went through what
I
you
do
went
too, but it
through,
doesn't help.
and
You know, everybody has a story. That's something that's a theme in a lot of the songs that I write, that everybody has a story. You don't know what that is. Sometimes it's obvious. You're like, oh shit, that guy's got problems, you know. But sometimes you don't know the depression of somebody even as famous as DMC. You know, I heard a story where he fell in love with Sarah McLachlan. And that was during a really sad time. So here's this guy that you think, oh, he's selling out concerts, he's got this legacy, but you don't realize what's behind. So everybody has
damn
a
commercials.
story. Yeah, everybody has
you
a
got
story.
little sad puppy
Now I have a
dogs, and
story.
she's on there.
Yeah, as if it wasn't enough sad story. Like my mom's a survivor as well.
Right.
So it just runs in the family, I guess.
Crazy story, real quick. You brought that up
Yeah.
during the interview. I had my I wouldn't say CNN, like my 60 Minutes moment with him as a fan. I was so blown away. But as a radio host, it was so hard to move through this, and I'm surprised I did. But during our interview, he just stopped kind of. He brought up, I said, listen, man, Chex, Thugs, and Rock and Roll was a great album. And he goes, yeah, that was my final will and testament.
Wow.
I go, what do you mean? He goes, I was a metaphysical, suicidal wreck, and I wanted to die. He found out he was adopted. His dad passed away. He lost his voice, and Jam Master Jay died.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm sorry you bring that up.
Like everybody,
you don't know.
I
didn't know until that moment.
Everybody has a
and then I was
story.
like, I watched every interview. You just dropped this on my show, and now I'm like, as the fan, I'm like, I want to cry my eyes out.
And the music industry is different from other jobs, I think, in the way that, you know, maybe if you're not feeling good, you can go to work and be like, I'm not feeling good today. I'm going home early or whatever it is. But in the music industry, you know, because you have fans and you have dreams of a bigger picture, that it's like you can't just cancel a show. Right. So throughout, just as my own personal choice, I'm like, I'm not stopping. I'm just keeping on going. And I'm alive. I'm alive now, but who knows? Again, there's that classic bus that's running people over all the time. It can happen at any time, but dealing with a disease is it's a mental mind fuck.
So a couple years ago, before you were diagnosed with cancer, you sang the national anthem and the first song at the Relay for Life.
Yeah.
And you came off stage, and I'm crying right now just thinking about it, because you came off stage and you were like, holy fuck. That was the most powerful thing, and you hadn't been diagnosed with cancer.
No. It was it was powerful to see everybody.
Then you go through that.
Yeah.
And it was just, you know, it's.
I
full
had
circle,
a book on my shelf, How to Survive Cancer. Like it's a weird thing because you try to do things because I'm a survivor before I had breast cancer, because my mom is a 2-time survivor.
Right.
So anybody
who also
who's
sang the national anthem.
I had a relay for
life.
We're going in circles. But it's like anybody who has a family member who's surviving cancer of any kind, they're a survivor too, because they see what goes on. So I already knew all the textbook things, what to do, what not to do. But there are things that it's more than pink. That we've got to figure things out, whether it's our food, whether it's our stress levels, whether it's in our genes and what sets it off in our genes. It's not just having the gene, what sets it off. We've got to figure out a way to cure, and it's not
there
just
is
pink.
There's something out there, but there's no money in the cure. There's money in the treatment.
Or in the pink things.
Or in the pink and all that other
Go holler at
bullshit.
Brazil. Brazil is curing the fuck out of cancer.
Yeah, and there are other countries that do things
nuts.
differently than our country, whether that's ideals or what we eat or how we manage our stress, but some things it's not fun to go through.
I just wanted to, and
imagine.
And I don't mean to bring it up as like a downer or anything, but
no,
I just
it's
want
part
you
of
to
my
know
life, and
that
people, they're surviving is a good part of it.
right. And I just wanted you to know that, you know, we all watched. You know what I mean? We were all aware of your situation. We did.
You weren't aware you tried to take my hat off when I was bald.
Dick. That was an accident. I might have been drinking. But
I liked you until
why you got this hat
5 seconds ago. I liked you.
The point of it was, you know, we were with you, and you know, it's hard. Like, how do you don't really know how to approach people that are going through it. Right. So, but from afar, from where we are, we were watching and with you the whole time, and
Thank you.
And so happy that you are at the stage that you're at now, and couldn't be more pleased for you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for taking that part.
The $4,000 we raised at the Magnum PI party went to the Hero Foundation, which is a cancer charity. Takes care of the breadwinner in a family develops cancer. It used to be just pancreatic cancer, because that's what our friend's father survived, which no one survives.
Nobody survives.
And so all the money at the Magnum PI party every year is raised for there. I had my own arm cut apart when I was 24, 25 years old.
I did not know that.
And I did not have to have radiation or chemo. It's 4 surgeries, and they got it all out. So I never stand up. When they ask for cancer survivors to stand up, I just write my checks and I throw my fundraisers.
Yeah,
so
everybody handles it differently.
I do it that way.
I didn't know that, dude.
Yeah.
See, you
Something
don't know.
you learn every day.
We're all survivors in some level, and it's getting closer and closer. It should not be as easy of a system as it is. There's a system where you just go in, you do your treatment, you go out, the next thing. Like, there's already a system planned for when you get it, this is what you do, this is what you do. And it's too easy for that.
I've seen so many people die because of it.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, and I'm not talking about, like, a few.
Right. No.
You know,
or just
I was in one
that
hospital daily, every week there's 50 people there getting their treatment, and that's one hospital in one city. So this is, it's.
We love you, and we are
Thank
so
you.
thankful that you are
That's
healthy
nice.
and wearing our cave radio broadcasting across them beautiful boobs of yours.
Amen. I mean,
I say that
the whole thing,
knowing
not
that
just the
her
beautiful boobs
husband
part. That's-
would
amen.
probably beat me if I said that. But.
And that happened from the time that you interviewed us to now, right? Because he broke me down on that. Sadly,
Yeah.
like I didn't know.
Yeah, I kind of didn't tell anybody just to.
You didn't tell anyone for a long time.
No,
and
not
then
till my
I
last
said
one.
something, and you
I'm
came
blessed
and
that we
said
got to
something me, so.
cross paths again. Then
Till Al pulled your hat off.
He tried.
Listen, I drink from
I
time
didn't
to
make
time.
it. I didn't make it a big deal because I.
You just
again,
went in
I'm
like
in
the
this
Pauly
industry.
Shore
like
VIP
If I was,
with that
maybe
one.
if I was a banker, it'd be like, oh, this is what's going on,
Right,
whatever.
right.
But I just didn't.
You eventually,
I'm still a performer.
You eventually
I will
came
still
out
want to
and
be
said,
a performer.
Yeah.
Like whether this is like it's part of my life, but it's like this isn't going to be the
Right.
thing that stops me. I'm not.
Or defines you.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
not the this isn't where my final place is. I don't feel like I'm where it needs to be.
Right.
You know.
Well, I think whenever anybody faces an overwhelming challenge in their personal life,
Yeah.
if you have the right attitude about it, it can really serve to better your life. But
Oh,
it
yeah.
takes a while to get to that
And that's
point.
what all my doctors
Yes.
told me too. That they almost know who's gonna make it through or not.
It's one of the. It's honestly, and it's my lifelong. It's my belief in life of the laws of attraction, and like you keep a positive
secret.
attitude, and positive things are going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you sit there and
Positivity
just I'm going to
breeds
die, I'm
positivity.
going to die,
As
like
a
you-
man speaketh,
well,
so he is.
yes,
I was in
exactly.
complete denial, and when we went to the doctor's office after all the surgeries, all the lymph nodes were taken out and all that, and the doctor goes, "I have great news. You know, nothing's spread. It's not. It's contained. It's all done." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." My parents are like,
Right.
like all
Yeah,
they're like, "Oh my
right.
god!" My mom and dad are hugging each other, hugging me. I'm like, I was still 10 feet tall and bulletproof. I was in my early 20s.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm like, this is not going to be what everyone's. No, they're just going to cut it out. And I think back on it, I'm like, wow. My mom just had the exact same melanoma removed from the back of her foot, or back of her calf, and it was all that stuff came back. And my dad's like, I'm going through you now, and it wasn't.
Right.
It was no longer, your mom's in her 60s. She's no longer 20-something bulletproof. And
Right.
so it was a whole different attitude.
Well, the hardest part of the whole
Just keeping her positive.
survival
Keeping her positive is the thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
after you survive the surgeries and the chemo and all of the detriments is the mental part. That's
Yeah.
the part that I'm going through now that I'm sure a lot of survivors have to go through is how do you not think that every twitch is going to be, I got cancer this is going to cause
No,
cancer.
every zit's now a
it
new
doesn't-
melanoma on my body.
Yeah,
Everything
yeah,
every
that's
mole is
the
turning
hardest
red.
part.
Yeah, as you get older, it starts to turn more red in your head.
Yeah,
I got to get
that's
more
the
things
hardest
cut
part.
out.
I'm in the same boat. I went through. I had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Had surgeries and everything, and every little thing I pick up, and I'm like, "Ooh, what was that?"
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It
It's
just
like,
makes you
should
like,
I? And I know I'm overweight, and I know I do. Yeah, I'm bigger, motherfucker. But
Oh,
it's
you're the
just-
bigger?
I'm bigger.
I always thought it was reverse.
Me too.
Oh well, fuck you, and thanks for coming.
You came in all swole up like Batista.
And the reason I
tonight.
come on this show is to be the bigger man.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously, bro, like no homo, you're swole as fuck.
Well, the reason I do this show is because there's somebody fatter
Your top
than me
button
on
can't
here.
even handle you right now.
Could it?
If I do my I can't do the very.
You
top.
can't
Oh,
even
no,
get the
fuck no, you
second to
couldn't.
top.
If I do this one, then it just accentuates my belly, so I leave this.
Right
one.
now, I can hear that button going.
That's why he has the beard to go lower
I'd fear
just
for
a
your,
little
I'd
bit. lower
fear,
to cover.
I'd fear for your life
Did
sitting
you see
across
how
from him.
fat I looked when I had that fucking mustache? I had like 14 chins.
It's like, what happened to
Actually,
Tom Selleck?
You look a little lighter and younger with that.
Really? I
No.
look younger.
I'm just
You
trying to get him
definitely
to
look
rock
younger.
the stash forever.
Definitely look
Definitely
younger.
younger, but not lighter. for
Wait a minute,
sure.
hold on. You thought he looked younger with that
Balder.
stash?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh,
I did.
man, that was fun.
Also, I
I
did
did
too.
do it again.
No, ever.
I double dogged her.
You got until next
I thought he
August,
looked
pal.
younger and
Maybe
smaller.
next
Honestly,
Maybe next August.
I
Mustache,
forgot. Pull it up.
No, we won't.
Yeah, throw that shit on the screen.
All right,
dude.
so just a couple questions that I got to ask these guys before we get out of here. It's questions that I ask all our guests, except for this one here
God.
because Rick gave this one to me when he. I showed everyone a picture of the comic book thing that his buddy did, which is
Yeah.
great, by the way.
Antonio Harden, who by the way,
I showed it to you, didn't I?
who by the way,
you did.
if I could get
For
an
sure.
extra serious shout out to Tone, he's a Detroit fireman. and he just had one of his brothers got collapsed the other day under that. In
Jason
that
Patterson, a
situation.
good buddy of ours, said that he's like, yeah, I just went in the hospital and saw three of my buddies. Come give me a hug, bitch.
But yeah, shout out to Tone.
Surprise
He's
guest.
when I was thinking about this, I was like,
And I didn't mean to call you a bitch. I love you. You know that. Right.
I was like, D loves comics. Like, what if I surprise him? And I'm like, who, and I was actually talking to Mikey originally, and Mikey was like, I've never done anything like that at the party.
He hasn't done much illustration. He's a graphic
so
designer.
like, I don't think that he was against it, but I was like, wait a minute, Tone specifically does, and he never does anything with it. He's a hard-working fireman, like he kicks ass. So shout out to Tone, the artist. Like, he's saving people on a regular basis in a city.
Thanks for your service.
In a city that doesn't fucking appreciate it.
No, they don't.
My cousins are Detroit firemen.
All right. So my question it was originally going to be to our guest. That isn't
Speaker.
You. That
Yeah.
isn't you. But I'm going to ask you.
He's my
because
homie. I can
You
probably
gave it to
answer
me. No, this is yours. This is you.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Which two comic book superheroes would you like to see in battle?
Oh, this is a new one. You get a brand new question.
This is actually me because I don't know. Let me try to think of what he would say.
This isn't two Marvel guys, isn't two DC guys. I want to know which two superheroes or super villains or whatever would you like to see battle each other?
Listen, you should feel honored.
This
This
is
is a
the
brand
toughest
new, nobody else
question
has got
I've ever
this.
been asked.
220 episodes, nobody else has
Because of
got
who
this
I'm
question.
answering for.
No, I'm answering you. This is you.
Where's Powerdice when you need him?
He's in Chicago.
Where's Jay Nizzo? I need them both. Call in right now. I need your answers. Let's see.
313-879-5059.
No,
He
don't get no.
No,
And you know what?
Listen,
And here's
this
this
is not dumb shit
no,
with Rick. You
I'm
can
kidding.
chill
I'm
out.
kidding. He does. I don't get an actual line. And what sucks is he mentioned he didn't mention that directly, but in our interview, he dropped the names. But let me try my best. I feel like he would like to see Wolverine enter the current Marvel universe as a heel. Who doesn't know about the Avengers?
Okay.
And he has to turn good, which ironically is where they're trying to go right now with old boy from the Kingsman coming in as Wolverine. Then they just announced they're trying to get Hugh Jackman to do one more Wolverine versus Hulk.
Yeah, versus Hulk, which would be awesome because that's
Versus
one
Hulk.
of the most expensive.
I don't mean to cut you off on your own show, but that's my answer. Wolverine versus Hulk.
This is the kind of shit that someone like Derek Jenza and I will sit at a bar like Kaju or the Lager House and argue about this shit for hours.
So
right, but I feel like if he was here, I feel like at this point he just did 3 Comic Cons in a row. I feel like now at this point, which by the way, his New York Comic Con, there's an entire page if you can find it on people talking about how humble he is. They said not once did they see him behind his table. He was out,
talking to everybody.
pictures, talking, signing. So I think that he would agree with what they're trying to do, and it would be Wolverine versus Hulk.
So
as left field as that is.
Two things. One of the most expensive comic books in the history of comic books isn't the first introduction of Hulk or the first introduction of Wolverine. It's all it was the Hulk, like whatever 200, but there's a claw coming through the fucking smoke.
Yep.
That comic book is one of the most expensive comic books ever. And all it was Hulk, like I said, it was like number 200 or some shit like that. But it was the introduction of Wolverine. And the very next comic book, Wolverine shows up and he's battling. And I love that because that's...
What a better way to because now they're all under the same umbrella.
Yeah.
What a way to introduce the X-Men to the current Marvel universe
great,
is to have Wolverine come in not knowing that Hulk is a good guy. Right. And right now, you know where Hulk is. Hulk is giving out free tacos to people.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like he's like all sensitive and wearing a fucking like cummerbund and shit. So like it would be dope that like Wolverine
That's an
would
epic
be like
comics
kill
Hulk
this green
Wolverine
monster.
happened.
He's bad until Hulk fucking mops the floor with him.
Right.
And then he's like, by the way, Dick, I've been trying to tell you.
Right.
Come on over to the light side.
Right.
We got
All right,
you.
so that's DMC's. What's your...
Mine? Oh man, as a regular ass human being that works the fuck out of a pistol, I would like to see the Punisher take on somebody like Iron Man, who's also a human being, but uses technology.
Okay.
No, Iron Man would destroy him. He has too much tech.
Maybe Punisher versus
Are you
Deadpool.
sure?
Hold
yeah,
on.
Punisher,
listen.
Deadpool is much more,
Listen,
or Wolverine,
That's not
Deadpool.
bad.
You got to worry about Iron Man, but Tony Stark's is he's too smart for his own good. So when he realizes, like, yo, this guy might murk me, I need to step back while he's stepping back, that's where he's going to get fucked up by the Punisher.
No, I absolutely not.
And that pistol,
Chrissy,
Punisher has guns.
we'll have to do this again.
Iron Man is an iron suit.
Argument for
But you don't know that he has an iron suit because the Punisher is too smart. The Punisher's going to roll up on him at fucking Dairy Queen.
Right.
All right, fine.
Right.
Then
Chrissy,
that's
do you
not
have
versus
do you
Iron
have
Man.
any
You're going to be able to throw up.
That's
you're like,
that's
Catwoman,
Punisher versus Tony
Black
Stark.
Panther?
Then that's a different comic book.
okay, fine. Punisher and Tony Stark.
Okay, there you go.
Catwoman versus Black Panther.
Meow.
All right.
Oh, that's
Now Black
Susie,
Panther.
you have
God.
any?
I want
Wakanda.
Boris from Boris and Natasha versus Peabody from Sherman and Peabody.
Okay.
I love that. I
That is
love
the
that.
goat answer right
Hell
there.
yeah. Augie?
I don't know, Hawkman versus Hawkeye.
Hawkman.
Ooh, yeah, like,
versus Hawkeye.
hey,
It's my favorite toy. Superpowers.
I'm you
What
versus
else
you're
is it?
me, basically.
Okay. All right. Now, Chrissy and Susie, this question's for you guys.
Mighty Mouse versus
Two bands.
Slowpoke
Ant-Man.
Rodriguez.
Ant-Man.
Chrissy Morgan's sextuplet, whatever you guys call yourselves. Chrissy
Fabulous
Morgan and
band.
friends.
Fabulous band.
Fabulous
I
band.
have that DVD.
This is Chrissy Morgan and sextuplets.
What's
I
the
got
.com
it
on that? They
Yeah.
pulled them all from
Downloaded
the
it off
Kids to
Pornhub.
feed.
YouTube.
Networking, man.
You-
It's called
you porn?
networking.
All right.
That's what they told me.
Exactly.
It's a great soundtrack on that DVD.
Showed my age.
All right.
DVD.
Give me-
DVD
give
porn.
me
Who does that?
Two bands that are going to play with you guys at your dream concert. And
man.
which venue is this going to happen at? I want questions from both, or answers from both of you. So, Chrissy, you go first.
That I'm on the same bill
Yeah,
with.
it's Chrissy Morgan and her sextuplets
Yeah.
versus no
I
with
mean,
two bands. And what venue is this going to happen at?
Oh man, I would say it would be me and oh man, they have to be alive still.
No, Dead or
No,
Alive.
Dead or
past
Alive,
and
I'm
present.
sorry.
Alive.
And the venue
Dead
can
or
be Dead or
Alive.
Alive. You can say the Silverdome.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I
Alive,
meant to
okay.
put that in there.
Wow.
Okay, Pine Knob, Carole King, and Lauren Iroh.
Bam,
Okay.
There you go.
Lauren,
the
I
energy
was
knob.
I was gonna say Carole King as well,
And you can.
and Leonard Cohen.
Oh, yeah.
I think that would be one
Where
heck
at?
of it, and that would be at the what the heck's the name of the place in New York? I can't think of the place.
Madison
Square Garden?
No, but that'd be cool.
Bowery?
Why not? No, it's
Harpo's.
no, it's a fancy place where they have like classical people. I can't-
Carnegie Hall.
Carnegie Hall.
Or
The
we could do the
whiskey.
Carlisle.
Carnegie Hall.
And that's what I bring to the table, folks.
Carnegie Hall.
All right,
He's not lying either.
Rick, same question.
Can you give me some?
Yeah, after you're done chewing
After you
on
finish
the
your,
fucking
your
amazing,
licorice, your
amazing
raspberry
like,
licorice.
I hope I get that one too. I like that.
We chew on the show all the time.
Augie, where would you like to guest bartend?
Oh, the Viper Room right before River Phoenix died.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Would you have been the one?
Hey, you want some time to think about this, or
You're a fucking morbid motherfucker, dude.
Isn't that where the soup dragon guy?
I don't know
goes?
how the hell that popped in my head that fast. I really don't. I really don't.
Wow.
I know. And meanwhile, the whole time she was talking, I'm like, oh, if he swings it to me, like this is a good question.
As he's chewing on a big fat thing of green liquor.
for months, Augie's been like, "Ask me this question. Ask me this question."
Yeah,
It
it
was
was
delicious.
just weird. I'm kind of mad at myself right now. I'm really disappointed in myself. That doesn't happen very often.
I'll ask it to you in 1 month.
Okay.
Okay,
All right, Rick.
I have it actually. The venue would be St. Andrews Hall in the 70s.
Okay.
Very late 70s. And I would like for that to be me and my homeboy Bob Seger when he was young and in his prime. And
Bob
Run-
Seger and what was the name of
The
Silver
Last
Bullet?
Herd.
Before it was Silver Bullet.
The Last Herd, there was...
Last Herd, yeah.
I believe his last heard
I
when he
worked-
did.
I
I
worked
have
a
a
ton of
wallpaper
jobs.
of him at St. Andrews Hall, standing over the crowd, holding his microphone.
That's
and
the
it's
old Ramblin' Man
craziest-
days.
Right.
I
That's the
worked
best
with him
Bob
before.
Right.
that.
So it would be him.
You worked with him?
Well, not in the same band, but we played 100 shows at the Crow's Nest, the Hideouts, Silver Bell. I played at Sherwood Forest and Flint.
Susie Woodman, would you like to come back on Big and Bigger?
Oh,
On a,
I think story time with
a
Susie is going to be
very
a thing.
future episode?
I would love to.
On a cleaner episode. Where
No, fuck that.
I'm not going to put it on Facebook.
Make sure I'm here.
I would want this to be about
when the church girls aren't listening, you know, like
I'm going to have to answer for this, you know.
I can't wait to hear the story.
we're so sorry. And ironically enough, I came from a baptism. today. So
That's why you're
Try
going
it.
straight to hell.
I know,
Try,
right?
Rick.
No, it's fine. I would want that to be at least 1980, though, to push it a little bit for Run DMC when they're just getting started
Like
with
81.
Jam Master Jay. Rest in peace to the greatest to ever do it. With Jam Master Jay, Bob Seger, and myself. To just stop all of that bullshit separation that happened in the 80s. You know what I mean? Shout out to fucking Live Aid for finally breaking down that. Because, man, you know you heard it. Rap ain't going to last. This shit's going to die. Rock people hated rap so much. So if anybody could have been there to stop that before.
But ironically enough, and this is something that came up last week or the week before when you posted the Hush video.
Yeah.
And that was my
My
part of my
crew was all
comment was
fired
like that rock
time to
track
get
backing was phenomenal. And when you go back, and you don't realize it at the time, but when I went back as an adult and listened to some of the old Run DMC I used to listen to,
It was all fucking
it was
rock,
all
dude.
rock backtracks.
You want to hear something crazy, by the way? And this is not, disclaimer, this is not something that D told me. It's something I learned all on my own. Did you know that a lot of those guitars, the names were aliases because that was Kerry King? But Rick Rubin was too smart back then, and he said, listen, Slayer, your fans are way too racist to be okay with that. And they were like, Run
Eddie Van
DMC,
Halen,
your
Eddie Van
fans.
Halen did a lot of shit. There was
Yeah.
a lot of those
Yeah,
bigger
like,
name
yeah,
guys
your
that
fans.
did the rock riff for him and got paid.
Yeah, because Van Halen did what? Beat It with Michael Jackson.
There's a great documentary on Netflix called Hired Guns. It just talks
Oh,
about
dude,
all,
I love
it's
that's
a good
one of my favorite shows
Yeah,
ever,
it's a
dude.
really good
Oh,
doc.
I haven't watched this yet. What is this?
It's
Hired
like all
Guns.
the guys from Toto have been on every album ever. And
Yeah.
all that kind
Toto
of stuff.
did 90% of Thriller.
Yeah,
Quincy
exactly.
Jones
Wow.
sat in
Yeah.
the studio with them and said, I
Yeah.
want this
Yep.
and this, and
They were
Toto
the
did
stu-
it.
they're the Sesame music.
There's
They
like-
are way
musicians.
bigger
Yeah,
than
there's like a
Africa.
guy that's
Oh,
like
yeah.
Taylor Swift's guitar
Literally.
They got
player who's
Rosanna,
in
too, dog.
fucking, like one of the greatest hard rock bands ever. I
Hold
can't
the
remember
line
the
all
name,
the
but-
way.
Hold the line.
Rosanna, yeah.
Put some tracks on this motherfucker.
Fire.
Yeah.
I will
right.
watch. You know, by the way, real quick, it's going to happen that Authenticated 2 is going to be hip-hop.
Authenticated 2?
Yep, hip-hop over 80s.
You're already fucking starting your next
Ooh.
album?
Yeah, man.
Over like
But good
one hit
80s.
wonder, like
not,
new
no,
wave
no, 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 no,
80s?
not like Poison and shit, like
No,
Dio.
no.
Like
Oh,
Dio
like some
and Megadeth.
freaking- oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Hey,
Good 80s.
I think you
Anthrax.
need to bring Chrissy Morgan in on a guest fucking...
I'm saying.
I think one of your
Sarah-
songs
with-
should
with
intro.
We're
Susie
so
Woodman on
inadvertently
fucking keys.
connected, it's ridiculous. When he said you were on here, I was like, oh, man. When I
And we'll
called
have
him
the
today,
album release at
I
the
was
Whiskey.
like, bro, I'm so sorry that D can't call in tonight. Here's what happened. I'm like, but I have a very cool way to work in the story anyways with them. So
I think on
This
part
has been
2
awesome.
that one of the songs should intro with him and I arguing back and forth about some shit, like some kind of song shit.
I'm going to give you a fast story time with Uncle Augie. You ready?
Real fast.
Real fast. First grade, I'm walking to school, right? My mom and I are walking to school. Go to St. Jude in Detroit on the east side. Walking down Eastwood. Mom is walking a little girl down the other way. Me in the corner. Little girl goes, what's your name? I go, my name's Augie, but my mom and dad call me Ogler Bogler. And they're like, oh, that's cute. And I remember this girl's so pretty, Mom. That's going to be my girlfriend. And I spent the next 8 years going to school with this young lady. And then she ended up having 3 kids, the man named Hush.
No
Heather
shit.
Brown. Yeah.
Wait, is this where we have to guess if it's true or false?
That's true. That's true.
You done fucked up
So
on breaks, sir. I can answer.
I grew up with Heather.
No
So
shit.
no, and then we reconnected once at a Hush show, and I saw her. She goes to give me a hug, and some big security guy goes wham and sends me flying across the hayloft. I'm like,
Shout out
dude,
to Diesel.
It was actually 2 kids.
dude.
2 kids. His third kid's with someone else.
All right, so but the kids and she goes, no, that's Og. That's Og. I grew up with him. And then
That's hilarious.
so we walk outside together. We walk outside. I'm standing by the limo, and this guy comes up and goes, "Get out my limo, bitch!" And I'm like, "What? I'm not just standing here talking." Heather's like, "Dude, I've known him since we were in first grade." And ever since then, I've actually gotten to know Dan pretty well, and it's like a whole different thing. But it was just really funny that I've grown up with her all my life, and then we all reconnected when we were like 30.
You know,
20.
you know,
Quick,
you,
real
you,
quick,
you know,
off
you
cuff.
know Hush when you call him Dan.
Yeah. Real
Sorry.
quick off cuff
Sorry.
comment about him. To anybody that has children, I want to give Dan a shout out for being one of the greatest dads that I've ever seen. Because with the one, like you said, he lost his other baby mom. So he's been raising these 3 boys, trying to like work, struggle. You know, like I love him. I don't want you to get mad at me, Dan. Like, you know, you got that reputation, but to anybody that
Good
still
dude.
is stuck in that
Good dude.
reputation, you can go fuck yourself. He's a great human being. He's raising 3 amazing kids that are going to school and doing their thing and killing it as human beings. So
One
I
of
love you, brother. Keep
Boogie's
being
boys,
you. And he's also dealing with health shit. So
one of Boogie's boys ended up committing suicide this week, and so he's been dealing with that. He had to take his kid to see his boy's funeral.
Young people and that shit.
It's a bad situation going on. But we're gonna have Chrissy Morgan sing us a song real quick.
A happy song, I hope. Give me a happy song.
Let's take a quick
Upbeat.
break so we
Yeah,
can
we're
get
gonna take a
Pick it
real
up.
quick break. We're gonna get you guys dialed in. But real quick, Chrissy, before you go,
Yes.
where can we find all your music?
ChrissyMorgan.com. CHRISSY Morgan.com. Chrissytopia Life on Instagram. Chrissy Now Knows on Twitter.
Oh, you're as bad as us.
Yeah. Detroit's or Chrissy Morgan Singer
On Facebook.
on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rick Pruneda, where can we find you?
At Dirty White DJ on Instagram, and also for the hip hop stuff, I had to do the at Dirty White MC so I could stop confusing people. They'd be showing up at Gator Jake's like, dog, where's fucking Invisible? I'm like, no, I'm just playing the Cupid Shuffle tonight.
So you got,
And you can find me at Hamtramck City Hall from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on
bring
weekdays,
your-
and Friday
And
nights at Whiskey in the Jar.
Whiskey in the Jar. I was
You know what? One thing I forgot is, crazy enough for being the last minute dude that I am, I have the entire roster. Almost. There's a one maybe. But for Bring the Noise 2020, I have the roster if you want that.
yes.
I have not announced it on social media
Do
yet,
it now.
but I'm feeling froggy. So St. Thomas Boys Academy is back.
Those guys are sweet, dude.
Rounding out, because we always have
I
them.
think we might have, you know what? Let's get them in here.
You
when
were trying to line them up. I know.
Let's
after
get them
that.
in here when you come in here to
Okay.
announce that show.
I got it because we actually are working on a song together right now called East Side
Fucking
or Die.
A, there we go.
Another day, there won't be any room in here.
Right. Oh, yeah, man, especially with these dudes.
There's like 14 of them.
I know,
Like,
right?
honestly, at this point, I can't do a Bring the Noise without those guys. They've been there since the first
Dude,
one,
they're
and they
good,
kill it
dude.
every time. But this year, we rounded that out extra. So Smoke Jones is playing to Bring the Soul. And coming back from last year, my homeboys from the Funky Fresh that do that
Dude, those
nerd
guys
hip hop
were great,
thing.
dude.
They do
These
nerd
guys-
hip hop. They rap about Pokemon and shit, and they
Like-
kill it.
One of their rhymes, they were like Pac-Man, Space Invaders, all this shit, and I'm like, what the?
They like literally had a hook to like catch them all, catch them all, and everybody in that place is going nuts. So shout.
Are you getting a
Damn, my
text
phone
message?
just yelled at me and said that's not nice.
I know.
But
Wow.
Did it really?
we usually don't have two heavier bands, but you know CJ.
CJ, yeah.
Yeah, CJ, or I never say his last
Or,
name,
uh,
Orgachek.
fucking Megaris.
CJ Orgasm. Anyway, I'm excited.
Orgasm?
CJ has been supporting the event. He supported my station. He
I
supported
met
my
him
show.
for the first time at the
Yes.
last show.
And you know how amazing CJ
Right.
is. He's an incredible
Co-hosted
human being.
MC.
He's super supportive. This year, he's in a newer band called Ready, Set, Reset. They do pop punk.
Ooh.
So they're going to be playing this
I
year.
just saw something recently
And
about
I'll be
those
doing
guys.
my mega set. It'll be me, DJ. Actually, it's a 50-50 on
Ready what?
Invisible because he might be touring with D12 and Exhibit and all these like huge cats. But Bo will be up with me, backing me up. And then we're doing our thing, and I'm working on bringing out every single fucking feature on that album.
Dude, there's a lot of them. Valid, Super MC.
I shouldn't even do this, man. It's like I don't want the bad
Davis.
karma, but when I say every single feature,
Hey, dude.
I'm talking about every
What I tell you
single
earlier, dude.
feature.
If you get him and I, we'll MC it, and
I'll say it right
telling
now. Bo, and I hope you're listening. You got two guys helping you out.
Me,
In
Bo,
2020
and
is
Big
going to
Al.
be big and bigger. Is going to be hosting Bring the
Fuck
Noise
yeah.
2020,
Yeah, hell yeah.
and all because of this woman that just walked in the building about 15 minutes ago.
Colleen Collins.
Shout out to the real life Wonder Woman, Colleen
Linda
Collins.
Carter, baby. All right, we're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, Chrissy Morgan and Susie Woman.
Yeah.
Was the first time I'd ever seen Mama was something from the feeling. Was the self love that I need? I swear I could fly right through the ceiling. But it's gone. The second time
Railroads lead to New Jersey. 20 years. Da, da, da. La, da, da.
She'll know I'll probably pass one more time.
Oh.
Through yeah, because this is a repetitive.
Oh yeah, I did. I got creative.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work. I do that in the dryer.
It comes up. Oh, a lot of them didn't work. A lot of them didn't work. This one worked. Yeah, thank you. Na, 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 na. Da, 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 da. Ooh, I just Cave Radio. Hey, na, na, na. Intro.
This is a repetitive intro, so I'll play it until you're ready for her to sing. Let her know when you're ready for her.
Ain't gonna see no more damage done. In fact, my kick off his shoes, jump on the jock. Listen to Invisible as he starts to rock. He's got the crowd on rock, mixing and scratching, hands in the air, and he's got them all clapping. The hats all crashing. Time for some action. Watch the way that he's rocking the vinyl with such passion. Ha. And no, he's never predictable, unequivocal style. Hey, yo, fuck him up, Invisible.
Invisible. DJ Invisible.
Hey, Rick.
You're listening.
Welcome back, everybody, to Big and Bigger here on K Radio Broadcasting, www.crbradio.com. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us tonight. Hanging out with us tonight and talking with Dirty White, a.k.a. Rick Pruneda, hanging out with us. Chrissy Morgan and Susie Woodman hanging out with us. They're going to have their album coming out in November. Real quick, while you're on the mic over there, Chrissy, who else is in the band?
John Barron on bass, Jeff Reynolds on bass. I've got Stu Tucker on drums, Rod Jones on saxophone, Billy Furman on harmonica. Susie and I are on every song. I've got one song that's a cappella, where it's just myself and a whistle, and Stu's on the wood block.
So do you play any of your accoutrements that you usually play, like the,
A lot of times I bring some toys.
Yeah, usually you
during
have
a
a
live show. I've got stuff. I held back on this one, but
you're like the queen of
percussion.
Percussion, yes.
Oh, duck call. I had a duck call.
You got a duck call?
I do.
Oh my God! Al wants to learn how to play the electric kazoo, but he just can't figure it out.
Too many notes.
Yeah.
Too many
Dawn
notes.
is great at the skin flute.
We hear.
That's what we've heard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. This went sideways.
Sorry. Sorry, that was bad.
Thanks.
Anyway.
But we've got once this album's out, I've just got to get into the studio, final mix, and then everybody's going to know about it. Everybody will know.
Okay.
You will know.
We talked about Relay earlier. Teresa Walker said, "I love my girl Chrissy Morgan."
Oh, Teresa's out there?
Yep.
Thank
You know what's funny is Teresa, Vicky Droley, good friend of ours, Vicky Toth, known her since fucking we were young kids. What podcast you want to listen to? I'm like, Big and Bigger, motherfucker.
Duh. We
Big
put
and
this
Bigger,
out there
motherfucker.
every
Big
week.
and Bigger, motherfucker, every week. She's like, oh, Drew and Mike are great. I'm like, Big and Bigger, motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, you can listen. You can like Drew and Mike and like us also.
Yeah. I mean, we're good. We're not the funniest people in the world.
Where's that coming from? Oh, that's you.
But we have great fucking guests every week, like Rick Pruneda and Chrissy and Susie
Thank you for
and
having
Augie.
us.
Yep.
I included you this time,
220 episodes. You've been supporting local music, Eric.
Augie. It's more than that.
Yes.
220 just on this, man.
On here.
So listen, we got a fucking great, and there's something I didn't ask you guys, which I always ask you guys, but the only person that didn't answer was Susie. But I'm going to get you back on here.
Yeah.
But coming up next week, we have Dawn's favorite band, Hip, Tuck, and Rumble.
So excited.
I know you are.
I'm going to have my hair down. And
Get her hair did.
Her friend, our good buddy Nate, is her favorite
Nate.
person in the entire
Love
world.
you, Nate.
Yeah, you do. He's going to be in here. Also, Alex Shire, who was like a final contestant on season whatever of American Idol. But right now he's out on the East Coast touring with Tony Thomas. This guy's from New Hampshire. They're coming over here, and they're going to hang out on Big and Bigger next Sunday night.
Same day?
Yeah, and the funny thing
put your
is,
hair down.
the funny thing is, Alex's drummer is Josh, the drummer of Hip Hop.
I'm choking.
I know. You just choked, didn't you?
I don't even know
I know.
on what.
Dude.
Licorice, honey. It's licorice.
Yeah, it was licorice.
Listen, if you've ever seen Big Mouth,
Oh my God, I'm
Complete
so
debauchery.
excited
you know
right now.
exactly what I'm talking about right now because Dawn
right.
is on Big Mouth.
All right,
Literally, she's a character.
I
Of Big
am
Mouth.
so excited.
October 27th, we have Secondhand Mojo, which is a really good band from around town, which Mark Q is in.
Who?
From
We'll see.
the Christian band.
You know all these names. I can't keep track.
Creature of One. Creature of One is going to be on November 3rd. Also, the Just for Kicks people are going to be in here hanging out with us. The Ferndale thing that I do. November 10th, Space Skull. Oh, it's going to be great.
Is that the second Sunday?
It is.
All right.
You guys.
Oh, dude.
You get to
So
see
you
the
got both
second
ends of it.
rendition
Yep.
of
Oh, you got
Krillin.
They're just as
band.
weird as those guys are.
It's
Krillin.
those guys. It's
Oh,
their
is that
alter
Krillin?
egos.
Oh, Jeebus.
Their alter
Are they going to be
egos.
dressed up?
They're dumb.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
bug
Yes.
costumes and shit.
So
All right.
Space Skull is their arch rival, their nemesis,
Yep.
and also all of them as different characters.
Krillin
Yeah.
versus Space
Yes.
Skull.
Yes.
November
But Space Skull has vocals, where Krillin was
Right.
all instrumental.
November 17th, we got Edison Hollow, which used to be Red Baron. They're coming in to hang out with us. November 24th, we're still open, but we're looking for it. We got a band ready. We just got to get them finalized.
Was that my date?
It's your date,
The
or
one I was looking for? Yeah, I got
Yes.
the second one that we talked about is most likely.
Horns?
Yes.
Yes. All right, December 1st, which is going to be our last show of 2019. Dawn and I are going to come back in 2020 for 4 shows, and then Big Al's going to join us back in February. So I don't need you for all the episodes, Augie, but I'm going to need you for a couple.
All right. I'm
And I
here.
think I'm going to bring my boy Rick Pruneda in here.
Sure.
To be a guest
There you go.
host here.
Yeah, I think you do a great job.
Yes, please.
I know. You've talked about it before. Hold on. You talked about.
I would love that.
back
I miss hosting
Yes,
a show.
please.
I know. And you've talked about with it me before.
You can sit
Wanting
right
to come
here,
back
look.
in. You get the sex next to Dawn, and she'll tweak your nipples again.
I'm down with it. I'm so good with that. I'm all right with that.
All right. So
Yeah,
if
we'll
we,
figure
I know.
out the
I just
schedule,
got the
Rick.
nipple rub. You got the whole chest and like
I
partial
gotta
belly
suck
rub.
it in. Like,
We'll figure out which ones you can do, which ones I can do.
I don't want to say it. You said I'm glad you because I saw you do the same thing I do. You're like, oh, she's going low.
Hey,
what I do.
real quick, funny story.
Let me put these hard abs in.
Last year for dance, we do a daddy daughter routine for recital.
oh,
every
this
year.
year's last year.
No,
last year,
past
okay.
year. And so Allie and I are about to get our picture taken for our daddy daughter routine. And at the very last second, they're like, "Okay, you ready?" And I was like, and she started dying laughing because she was up against me. She felt me suck it all in, and I was like, "Don't judge me. Don't judge me."
By the way, your daughter's beautiful. The homecoming pictures. Thank you. The homecoming pictures were amazing,
Dude, same with yours. I mean, that's the honestly.
And Colleen, holy fuck!
Yes. Well, dude, listen. Let's talk about amazing kids for just a hot second.
Yeah.
This woman over here has very amazing kids,
Yes.
and I've actually had the pleasure of meeting.
Well, they go to the same school, don't they? Oh no,
Well-
they're Clarenceville or Churchill and Franklin, so they're close.
Yeah. Well, I had the pleasure of personally meeting one of them, and was so impressed before I knew
Which
who
one?
he was.
Ramon.
Yes.
Wow.
And I was just like, this kid's got a future. And then
He's
I
the smoothest motherfucker.
Then I find
ever,
out
dude.
that this is Colleen's son. And I'm like, your kid's absolutely fucking.
Wait till you
amazing.
meet Martina.
Yeah.
She's Ramon with fucking attitude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So which ones go with my daughter?
Christian, my middle one, went with your daughter, but now I switched him over to Churchill just because it was too hard to have, them all separate. So
Are they all at Churchill now? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anyway, Colleen has amazing kids.
No, she
We all-
doesn't.
we all have
Nobody
kids.
could hear anything she was saying. By
I
the way.
know. They could. They could.
I did.
They
That's all
could.
that
And we could. So fuck you, Augie.
I was just going to have her come up and say it again. That's all.
No, it's
Take my
all right.
seat.
If we could count back to the times you've talked off mic while we were trying to do a show,
You'd have what, 2?
3 maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably 4.
I'm just taking up. I want her to be heard. The women need to be heard on this show.
Exactly.
Thank you, Augie.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Chrissy Morgan and Susie Woodman.
There are players and haters and liars and thieves. I don't want to be any of these. Big babies and maybes, political greed, taken away from those that need. And when you gave me that single rose, I didn't know just what to say. But you made the world a much better place to live for another day. And grandmas are dying, and babies are crying, and I am falling for you. There are gangsters and fighters and bitches in heat, loving on a man wearing a ring. Oh, there are stoners and loners and boozers in need who don't see any good in a deed. And when you And I am so in love with you. And when you gave me your loving word for all the world to see, I knew I would wake up every day with you right next to me. And the icebergs are floating, all the budget is bloating, and I will always love you. La-di-da-di-da. 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 La-di-da. 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 Do-do. Thank you. That was simple. Love
God
Song.
damn.
Thank you. Thanks, Dave.
Well, thank you.
Me too.
It's great when we have people come in that when they're singing, you can't help but just smile and just
Yep.
like.
That's the point.
I love Chrissy as a person, let alone her voice is amazing. And,
The album's called Simple Love Songs, and that's what it's supposed to do.
right.
It's supposed to make you feel. A lot of songs are for dancing, some are for going over for heartbreak. This is supposed to just make you feel.
It was.
Isn't it cool to do
It
music
does.
like later in life?
does.
Like
Yes.
I tried so hard for all the wrong reasons before, and I try to tell anybody that's turning 40 because everyone freaks out. I'm like, y'all don't realize my 40s are my favorite.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
care
sort of
anymore.
The lessons you know can
Yeah,
be shared.
I'm not writing music for
Yeah.
other people
Well,
anymore.
Chrissy's
Ironically,
like
people like
28,
it.
and
Yes.
Susie's like 35, so
Yeah.
they don't know what you're talking about yet, dude.
But it's great when you
is.
just go all from the heart.
Well,
She
thank you.
just had a
And I-
birthday
and I can
Saturday?
hear it.
Thank you. I
This
appreciate
coming
that.
Saturday. Oh
Well, happy birthday.
Happy early birthday.
Happy
to you.
early birthday, Chrissy. I put you in a group of a couple women that we've met here on Cave Radio. Tasha Owens.
Yeah, because me, I always ask like, will you just sing me to sleep? That's all.
Right.
Like, there's
And
a couple singers where I'm just like, it's so
you're
beautiful.
one of the ones
Yes.
that we
you.
you've been supporters of us since before we were even Cave Radio. So I mean, I told the story earlier about you and your mom coming on Raw Radio X with Raw Detroit with me and T Money Green. And you've been supporters of us since the beginning. So thank you so much for coming in. Thank you, Susie, for coming in. Thank you, Rick, for coming in.
Anytime. I appreciate you.
I know we always haven't been fans, but I love you, brother.
I don't know. Listen, I wasn't part of all
Let's just
that. I've
never
always
even
been a
bring
fan,
that
so I don't give a
either.
shit.
And it's
Let's
because
just never
they're-
even bring that
No,
up.
we
I know,
won't.
right?
We won't
And
ever
that's-
again.
That's dedication
It's
to
the-
Augie
it's-
right there. Like we don't need to talk about
Yeah.
that
And
no
it's
more.
the girl sitting
We good now.
texting on her phone right
That's all
now in
that
a checkered shirt up against the black
One of the
background.
greatest
Kids.
human beings of all time. They just don't
Yeah.
make them like that anymore.
And you know what? People ask me all the time, like, what's up with this radio station thing? Like, what do you do? What's the great thing about it? Is that honestly, the single greatest thing about doing this for the past 5 years is the people. The people that I have met, and I can count on one hand, and it's probably just a few fingers of the people that I couldn't care for, would not care if I ran across again. Everybody else has been so great, so humble, so awesome. and my friend group has changed because of this station, because of what we do, and the people that I deal with now, and I love everything
You found
about
your
it.
purpose.
Maybe not a purpose, but my place.
Your place.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
sure.
But
Exactly.
I love all you guys. Nothing but love for everybody.
All right. On that note, we'll be back next week with Dawn's favorite band in the whole entire world, Hip Tuck and Rumble.
That's going to be another shit show, by the way.
It's going to be a good times. All right. We're out of here.
Sorry
Thank
to
you
the sisters that listened in. Sorry.
Yeah,
we
sorry.
apologize.
Sorry to your
Support
church.
Hamtramck. Whiskey's is the fucking joint.
Yes.
Thank you, Rick.
I'll be down there this week at the Balkan House, so I'll...
Ooh, doner kebab.
When are you going?
Yes.
That's why when I
Sometime this week,
co-host, I'll make sure that doesn't
gonna
get
happen.
forgot about next time.
So I went to the Balkan House and had doner kebab.
Had your doner kebab?
That shit's so good, dude.
It's a thing. It's a phenomenon.
We need to go. Let me know when you're going down there. I'll
This
go
week,
down.
this week I'm
playing
making
that?
an admission.
Yes.
Oh
This
my
is the
God,
PS?
you're my hero.
Yes.
I thought they were doing that out. Oh, it's,
I want to get
now,
up and
if you
hold
can
on,
play
I
the
gotta get up and
Halloween
dance,
theme.
like-
Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah.
The Linus dance.
Hold on, can we do it?
I'm doing it.
Wah, 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 wah,
All right.
wah, 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 wah.
We're out of here, guys. We'll see you next week. Hip Tuck and Rumble, Alex Shire, and Tony Lee Thomas. Peace.
Dawn.
Whatever you do, you better not choke. It's the endo smoke.